Second rule of Fight Club is you do not talk about...
Jesus Christ, that's Jason Bourne.
English, mother...
Body, you ain't got no job, and you ain't got shit to do.
Let's put a smile on that face.
What's up, film fam, and welcome to the Film Room Podcast. My name's Dion.
And my name is Scott.
And today we're diving into the most anticipated movies dropping for the summer blockbuster season and beyond of 2025. So we're breaking down which movies we're hyped for. We're going to show some shine to a little bit of the smaller movies, the things that you should keep your eyes on. So get your pencils out, get your notes out. Like you make just get
this is being recorded, so you can just come back to it.
What?
If you're listening to this,
100%.
You don't need to write it down.
I thought you were saying me. I was like, I mean, I made a list, but yeah, I guess I can come back to the episode too. Listen to myself.
You can. Yeah, of course.
Remind myself. Oh yeah, you're right, Dion. Yeah, you're right. But we're gonna give a little bit of our predictions as we kind of go on with the movies. Which movies you think we're gonna crush at the box office? Which might flop. But yeah. So Scott, what are some movies that came out in 2025 that you haven't seen yet? Before we get to that.
Yeah, there's a couple that Black Bag is one.
Okay.
It's a spy movie. Michael Fassbender. It's him and his wife. I think it's kind of like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I don't even know too much about it, but I've heard a lot that it's really good. Mm-hmm. And I'm a big Michael Fassbender guy, and spy movies are cool. And
it's
heard
Soderbergh.
It's good, so
Soderbergh too.
There you go.
He did all three Ocean 11 movies.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I saw it. Me and Eloise saw it.
Oh shoot! Did you like it? It's good.
Yeah, I liked it. Yeah. That's why when I heard you say Black
it
Bag, I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah. Now I watched it. It's good.
Okay.
It's good. Yeah. It's got a cool style to it. And it's just, I don't want to say too much, but yeah. No, I like the movie.
Am I right, though? It's kind of like a Mr. and Mrs. Smith. Like they're two spies that are kind of fighting each other.
To a certain extent. Yeah. Like it's more of like, it is kind of like that. It's not the same where it's just like, oh, I feel like I'm watching Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but British. It's not that. It's
right.
kind of based on around that same kind of thing, but it's not that.
Yeah.
Okay. It's different. I still haven't seen One of Them Days. Like
that was on my list too.
Yeah, with Keke Palmer and SZA. Like, my sister said she watched it. She said it was funny. So yeah, I haven't felt like I've got. Well, it's not in theaters anymore. But I don't know last time I went to movies. We always talk about like going into a theater for comedies. They don't make them as much like going like actually in the theaters. That one I don't think it had that long of a run, but it still made a lot of money. Like I think it was actually successful. It made a lot of money, and it's like kind of like a short run. But again, I've only heard great things. I've seen some hilarious clips.
I actually haven't really seen any clips, but
really?
I have heard good things about it.
Okay.
And I've heard it's kind of like and I could see that like a Friday kind of vibe to it.
Oh, okay, yeah, I can see that.
So yeah, and I'm down for it. Keke Palmer's hilarious. I've never seen SZA act in anything.
Yeah, me neither.
But I'm interested in that too. I'd want to see it. I'm
100%. It's funny you say the Friday thing. I never made that comparison, but it's like that's literally like, okay, we can't call it Friday. Which day should we call it? How would we call it? One of them days.
One of them days.
Oh, one of them days. Yeah.
Yeah. Can't call it Friday. They had what Friday, the next Friday and the Friday after next. Yeah, they just had Friday stuff, so they could have gone any other day of the week, really. If they wanted to.
Thursday. Now, it would have been kind of corny though if they just did another. Yeah, so this did. It's just one of them days,
and it's not a reboot. That would just be kind of like a paying homage kind of thing.
Yeah,
I guess it still kind of is, like you said, one of them days. It's still kind of
You're acknowledging that it's a day. Yeah, it probably is a Friday, to be honest.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know if they're getting wilder in the middle of the week. I don't know, but I'm excited for that movie. What is there any other ones you?
Warfare.
Yeah,
it just came out.
Yeah.
I'm a big war movie guy. If you've been listening to the podcast, you know this. But so this one interests me because it's been they've talked about how it's very much an anti-war film.
Yeah.
Which to me it's kind of like a paradox. I feel like there almost can't be an anti-war film. Mm-hmm. And what I mean by that is like, if the story is interesting enough and you have like the characters, or I don't know if this is based on a true story or not, but the people in it, and they're going through this, whatever the story is, it's gonna be glorious almost. You know what I mean? There's gonna be glory in it no matter what happens, I feel like.
No, 100%.
If not,
Yeah,
it's not a story worth telling.
no, you're right, 100%. I don't know too much about that. I feel like they've been pretty good with that, like not giving too much away, like giving the plot
Yeah.
away, or like giving in like key points. I've seen clips, I've seen like a little bit of interviews and stuff like that, and it got me interested. And if you're a fan of the podcast, I'm not a war movie hater or anything, but I'm not like a huge war movie guy. But this movie got me interested because it looks intriguing.
Yeah. Yeah,
And
it does.
I've only heard people say good things about it, like, oh, it's actually really good.
Oh yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
even heard much about it because it just came out.
Yeah.
But if you heard it's good, then
Yeah, and I mean,
I'm
right now, Sinner's just taking over the majority of the
yeah.
media for movies right now. And I talked about this when we were doing the amateur episode. I was like, damn, we got Minecraft amateurs coming out, and then Sinners is next week. I'm like, I feel bad for the amateur. It wasn't a bad
Yeah.
movie, too. It's not good. Skip to get buried.
No, it's a good movie. I liked
Yeah.
it.
No,
But
100%.
I mean, it's not better than Sinners.
Yeah,
And I haven't seen the Minecraft movie, but just based on like the popularity of it, yeah,
exactly.
no one's gonna watch that.
Nah, and now The Accountant just came out, too. That's a movie I'm kind of interested in. I've never seen the first one, though.
Yeah, I'm same. I was saying the same thing. Like I've seen some of the ads for it, and,
Yeah.
like the trailer, and I like John Bernthal.
Yeah.
Ben
Maybe-
Affleck's okay.
Maybe he'll have a bigger role in this. than
I imagine
Amateur.
he can't really not have a bigger role. If you've seen the amateur, you know what we're talking about. But like, I don't know. What do you think of Ben Affleck? You a big Ben Affleck guy?
I like Ben Affleck. Yeah, I think it's like when you do the whole comparison, obviously with the what's it
Damon?
called? Yeah, with Damon and the Good Will Hunting. There's not. I shouldn't say there's not much of a comparison. I shouldn't say of them that much, but
There's not.
like Damon is just another league.
Yeah,
think-
so there's
I
no
think-
comparison.
But I don't mean when I say that, it makes it seem like he's like a bum or something. Like
Oh,
I think he's in good movies. He makes good movies too. Like he's director.
Mhm.
I liked Air. He directed that and he was in it. And he had Damon in it. I mean, they're in everything together.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that maybe Matt Damon is in this movie. I don't know. He has a cameo or something. Who knows?
he is the king of cameos. Actually, I
He
wouldn't
is.
be surprised.
No, 100%.
Although he's probably,
With the Odyssey.
I don't know. Well, I mean, he's not. That's being filmed right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah,
Whereas
true.
The Accountant 2 would have been filmed,
Yeah,
last
who
year.
knows?
Or who knows when?
Also, good point. 100%. But yeah, it's true. I got the other movie I got was Magazine Dreams, which is it's kind of controversial movie at this point. I don't know if you even heard of it.
No.
It's the only reason it's controversial because it's starring Jonathan Majors.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I
Oh,
was
is this
hyped.
the bodybuilder one?
It is the bodybuilder one.
Okay, yeah.
And I was hyped about it too because like obviously I'm like really big into fitness. Like fitness is like a big part of my lifestyle, and I've always thought about like there's never like any like there's always bodybuilding documentaries and all these things, but like there's never been like a solid like bodybuilding documentary. And just when I saw like he got crazy ripped for this movie, first
Yeah.
of all. I mean he was already ripped like for Creed. Maybe it was kind of for both. He's like, I'm gonna be ripped for Creed, I'll be ripped for this. So I'm just
Right.
gonna stay ripped. But just seeing the way it looks like kind of like a psychological kind of like thriller in the sense, well, maybe not thriller, but it's more of like a psychological drama of just like really showing you like how wild it can get. Because I know about it in the sense of like I never bodybuild, but like I had a lot of friends that were bodybuilders. I understand like the emotions, how far people will take. Like I know people that take steroids and did all these things, like, and like on the surface level, you just kind of see the people posing on stage, but like to see the journey and like how far some people go, and some people don't even make it past 40. Like they get massive, they get all the money, and then they just die. And everyone's like, "Oh, how did he die?" Well, it's like, well, because he's on every drug possible. It's just like,
Yeah.
and I think this movie is gonna kind of touch on that, just the way some of the previews looked. And I'm kind of interested to see like how deep, and even teach me some things that maybe I don't know. Because again, I never went into bodybuilding, so like I know enough about it, but like this movie looks like it really digs deep into that niche. So just as someone that's really into fitness stuff, like I still want to see it, even though Jonathan Majors in it and he's not the most favorable person right now.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I could see it kind of being like a Whiplash, Black Swan type of
Yeah,
deal, like a
100%.
obsessed artist
Mhm.
in the medium of bodybuilding. But you're right, seeing just like how far he's gonna push himself and like what that does to a person could be interesting.
100%. That's a very good comparison what you just did right there. I didn't think of it like that, but I think that's my intrigue because I liked those two movies so much. So
Mhm.
just seeing someone be completely obsessed about something I'm really like not that obsessed about, but like really into is
Yeah.
like, oh, that's awesome. Like I
Right.
definitely want to check that. I want to see that journey.
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have any last ones you want to throw out before we get into
Um,
upcoming, or is that all you got?
No, I didn't write any others down. I mean, just a another like kind of peel behind the scenes of us.
Okay.
We kind of decided to do this right before starting
Yeah,
the recording.
yeah.
That
Yeah,
we
why
were gonna
not?
throw this in, so I only got a list of 3, but
Yeah, that's fine.
because I mean, now that we have the podcast, if there's a movie I'm really interested in, like I'll go watch it and we'll do it on the
Yeah,
podcast. You know, like Mickey 17 and The Amateur and
yeah,
Sinners. Like we even though like movies before we had the podcast, if I was super interested, I go watch them, obviously. But if I was on the fence or maybe if I was busy and I didn't get to it, whereas now like I make time, I make it a priority. So there's
yeah.
less that I like haven't seen. You know what I mean?
No, that's fair. No, 100%. I think the only one I didn't see, and it was just basically off of just time, is The Brutalist. I'm still curious to see the movie. The
Oh,
movie's just
right.
long.
Yeah.
And the times I was gonna go, we were gonna go make me and Eloise were gonna go see. We're just like, okay, like, do we have a 4-hour window
Yeah.
to go watch this movie?
Yeah.
Now it's on streaming, so that we can. It's easier to do that at home. But that's definitely something I still want to check out because I'm
Did that
curious.
come out this year?
Well, it was doing the like it was out. I guess that's a good point, actually. I think maybe they did a re-release. I don't know,
Maybe.
actually. It's a good point.
After the Oscars,
You
because
know
like
what? I
if
think
you're
it was
gonna
a
say that, I would say the Honora. Like that's one that
Oh yeah, that's true.
I haven't. I know it came out last year, but like I want to
think
watch it.
I think The Brutalist came out during Christmas time. That's why.
Mm.
But it's
I'll
crazy
give
how
it to
like
you.
you can come out at that end of the year and still get nominated for an Oscar. It's just like you barely came out within that year. Just
Yeah, I don't know what the
fit
cutoff
the criteria.
is. I don't know what the cutoff is, but like, and did speaking of Oscars, did you see the thing that now they're obligated to watch the movies
Yeah,
now, the
I
Oscar
know.
voters?
Yeah, I know. It's so ridiculous. Like they didn't have to before.
Is so stupid.
It is so stupid. I understand there's a lot of movies that come in, just like with a film festival. There's a lot of movies that come in, but it's just like, all right, we'll lower your list then.
Well, I mean,
less
they
movies, so then we can.
sure, yeah, I see what you're saying, but like, you're doing the finalists, the nominees, right? So you
Yeah.
don't have to watch every single movie that came out in the year. That's hundreds of movies. You can't.
Yeah.
Nobody can do that.
Mhm.
But one, if you're on the panel or the committee, whoever's voting for this stuff, I assume you're a movie fan anyway. So you're
Yeah.
watching movies throughout the year. So some of the nominees you would have seen already. And then when the nomination list comes out, you're like, okay, these are the ones that I haven't watched.
Mhm.
If this is your job,
Yeah,
watch the
I-
fucking movies.
I know. That's the most ridiculous part about it too. It's just like it's like 8 movies, and like you said, it's your
like, come on,
job.
bro. Come
It's
on.
like they're literally paying you just to watch these movies. Like I understand, like you have to. I don't know if they actually have to have like thoughts and opinions on it. Like what?
No
like
idea.
I don't know.
I think there's like there's gonna be like some kind of form that you fill out to like apparently this is what I read to
Okay.
prove that you watched it, or if you don't watch it there's like an exemption for, I don't know.
Oh my god, we have
It's-
to
I
prove
mean,
that you watched.
I
it.
know,
How
like
ridiculous
just
is
watch
it?
the movies, like
Dealing with
why
children.
not?
Did you
Why would
watch
you not
it?
watch it? Yeah.
Did you eat your broccoli or did you hide it? That's what it feels like. Like we're telling them to eat their vegetables, and they're just like, "Yeah, I ate some of them. That's okay,
I don't get
right?"
it. I don't get it. Like just watch the movies. Why do you not want to do that?
I don't know, man.
Obviously they're good movies if they're being nominated.
That's what I'm
or, like,
saying.
or if it's not being nominated for best picture, if it's being nominated for special effects or whatever,
Yeah.
like watch it for that, because it obviously is good.
I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you, bro. They're just
Oh.
catching on to things. It's the stunts and it's this, and it's just like
Right.
they're just catching on. I don't know.
Oh well, it is what it is.
It is what it is. But all right, let's get into it. Like our anticipated movies. But do you want to get into our little family meeting?
Let's have our family meeting.
Let's have
Everybody gather around the table.
Let's
We're gonna
get
have our
around,
family
let's
meeting
get
here. So
around. Yeah, let's just see
we
who
have
come-
2 Kobe's.
yeah, the Kobe's.
The Kobe twins. They're not twins.
They're
but
not twins. Yeah,
They're named twins.
You know what the
Is that
funny
a
thing is? What name twins?
Is there?
I don't know.
Someone with the same name? Is there like a term for that? I don't think so.
I don't know. I always laugh though, because every time you say our boy Kobe, like every time, because Kobe's we appreciate you, Kobe. You're always involved in the episodes. He's always throwing it out. And I mean, both Kobe's have given us reviews.
Yep.
But I always put myself in the mind of Kobe when he's listening to the podcast, and you always say our boy Kobe, and he's like, they're not talking about me. That must be like such a, you know what? Could you imagine listening to a podcast all the time and they say our boy Scott, and they're not talking about you?
Well,
I feel like
but we
it's
are
too-
talking about him. Who are we talking
No,
about?
my brother Kobe.
Oh, your brother Kobe.
That's what I'm saying. It's probably such a
well,
weird.
today we are.
Yeah, today we are.
Our boy Kobe, your brother Kobe, all of our boys Kobe Bryant, R.I.P.
Yeah.
He's our boy
Shout out
too.
Kobe.
Yeah. So Kobe, your brother,
Yeah.
said F1 looks amazing. So he's looking forward to F1. That's a good one. I had F1 on my list too.
Yeah,
To
me too.
me, I think the story looks kind of basic. I don't know if you've seen the
Yeah.
trailer for
I've
it.
seen the trailer. Yeah.
I think it's it looks like, okay, the old guy and the young guy coming together, work together. It looks it's nothing we haven't seen before, but I
Yeah.
think visually it's going to be super cool.
Oh,
All the
100%.
lights, like seeing the point of view style of the driving and everything. I think visually it's going to be super dope.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, just based off I know what kind of movies Kobe's like, I think me and him are pretty much on the same wavelength of, like, it's just two words when it comes to F1, Brad Pitt. So
Oh, okay. You big Brad Pitt guy?
yeah, we both like Brad Pitt. So it's like I feel like I saw Brad Pitt was gonna be in a movie, and I'm like, I'm already gonna give it a chance. But like
Yeah.
you said, the story looks very basic. But I'm like, Brad Pitt at this point, I just feel like he doesn't need the money. Like, I feel like he's reading a script and he's like, this is interesting. I'm gonna do it.
Well, I
You know
think
what
they
I mean?
also threw him a generational bag. Like,
Yeah.
this is one of the most expensive movies ever, isn't it?
I think it's up there, yeah.
Yeah, so I think they
but
just
he
gave him
also
a massive paycheck.
he was also in that movie Wolves with him. It was him
Clooney.
and Clooney. Yeah, that was I knew that movie was a money grab because that was just like a streaming movie. I think they both got
Yeah.
like 20 million for that, and it was just like it just was a streaming movie. But like this is like it's got a lot of promo on it, a lot of marketing. This isn't like a side shelf movie where it's just like you're gonna pay me how much? Sure, I'll be in your little movie. Like this is like a big movie, and like
Yeah.
I think he's producing it too. So it's like I have some faith in it.
Yeah, I'm interested in it too. I
Yeah.
think he also said Mortal Kombat 2 is an easy flop. So that's his call on the flop. Mortal Kombat 2. I haven't seen the first one. I mean, movies based on games always are kind of. I mean, I say this now, the Minecraft movie's going stupid, but that's kids. That's different. Kids will always show up to the movies. I guess Mortal Kombat, some kids might show up, but like the game is super gruesome, so it's not a kids, like a small kids type
Yeah.
game. I don't know. I mean, even just what the game is, it's just a straight up fighting game. Like there's
Yeah.
no story really to it, so I don't know what the movie even is.
It's very hit or miss with the video games thing too, because it's like, okay, they make a Assassin's Creed movie, it bombs. They make a Halo show, it's kind of popular. But then Last of Us right now is one of the biggest TV shows on Crave and
Yep,
or
true.
HBO if you're American. And it's like, so, and then they make there's been so many, they keep going back. The Super Mario movie last year made $1 billion.
True, yeah.
Right. And then they're gonna now everyone's like, okay, they're making a Zelda movie. So it's just like they're gonna keep trying these things. Like, okay, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. With Mortal Kombat though, that's on my flop list too. I didn't even
Yeah.
know it was coming out this year.
Same.
When
He said
until
that it was
Kobe,
easy
until
flop, I was
Kobe
like,
said
oh,
that, I was like, yeah,
sure.
I think they haven't done their marketing like a run yet. Like the first movie, I looked into it too. I was like, did the first movie even make a lot of money? It didn't. It didn't. They probably broke even, maybe. So I was like, why are they even making a second one?
Why are they getting a sequel?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they signed off for like, we're gonna get you guys 2 movies,
Maybe.
regardless. Sometimes they do those kind of deals, but
Maybe.
I don't know. I heard the visual effects are great. That's the one thing my friend told me. He's like, because we got a Mortal Kombat movie back in the 90s, and there's only so much you can do in the 90s with visual effects and stuff like that. So we're comparing it to that. And he was
Yeah.
like, yo, the visual effects are crazy, obviously, compared to the old one. He said the story
Right.
was all right, but he's like, the fighting, like, which I can imagine, like the kill scenes and stuff probably looked insane.
Yeah.
Story
Yeah, and I mean
probably,
that would be the appeal.
yeah.
Yeah. So I could I mean, but is that enough to get people in the seats?
That's what I mean.
Yeah. Easy
don't know.
flop according to Kobe.
Yeah.
And our boy Kobe,
Yeah.
this one's not your brother, no relation. Kobe, that's what we should do, like Uncle Ruckus. Kobe, no relation. Our boy Kobe, no relation. He says he called a flop How to Train Your Dragon live action.
Yeah.
Go ahead. What do you think?
I don't think it's gonna be a flop.
Okay.
I don't think it's gonna be fun. I actually think it's gonna be one of the most successful movies of the year.
Oh wow, you're
Yeah,
going
not-
totally against him.
Yeah, I kind of
Damn.
am. Yeah, not just because I think the story is so good, and the first one came out in 2010. That was when because I always think about this kind of younger sibling. First movie came out in 2010. My sister was born in 2010. She's 15 years old now. So now that whole generation of kids maybe didn't go back to go check that old movie. So they're gonna see this for the first time. And if the story is the same, it slaps, and they're gonna
Yeah.
see it in this format. So they're gonna love it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you can't really go wrong in that sense.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's the exact same thought I had, was that for kids, that are kids now, they haven't seen the old one. Maybe
Yeah.
their parents showed it to them.
Maybe.
Maybe not.
But 15 years is a long time ago. I didn't really think about it until I looked. I was like, damn, it's pretty old. Yeah.
And it's not one of those like most iconic Pixar movies. Like it's a good movie. It's a really good movie. But they have a lot of big ones. But like I feel like your parents would have shown them like The Incredibles before that, or like Finding Nemo maybe even before that. And like there's bigger movies that they would have gotten to so a lot of them haven't seen it. And like you said, the story's really great. But for people of like our generation, I don't really have any interest to go see it because I've seen the trailer and it looks like the exact same movie.
Yeah. 100%.
So like you said, it's a good movie. Do I want to watch it again? No, I've already seen the older one. But for kids that haven't, I think they'll go up and see it. So I agree and disagree with our boy Kobe. No,
100%.
Because I don't think it's going to be a flop in the sense of the movie. I think it's going to be a good movie.
Yeah.
But box office, I could see it doing well.
Yeah. And I compare it to the Lion King thing because I had the exact same thoughts when they did the first Lion King live action. Like, I don't want to see that. Like, it's not the same thing. And that movie made $1 billion. So then I was like, whoa. And I was like, okay, now I get it. It's just like, especially the Lion King is way older. The Lion King came out, I think, the year we were born. So it's like we're almost talking 30 years ago. So yeah, that's all. There's like multiple generations of like kids. Like even my little sister, like my sister's 21 years old and she never even saw the Lion King. I showed her Lion King for the first time. So it was just like
live action?
No, I showed her the cartoon.
Okay.
I showed her the cartoon. Yeah. But yeah. So hey, Kobe, you might be right, you might be wrong. I'm 50-50 on it. It could go either way.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. No relation to Kobe.
No relation.
Well, did he have another one besides just flop?
No.
He only had a flop.
He called the flop. He's a pessimist, apparently.
Right.
You're not excited for anything, man? Come on, Kobe.
All right, so now we're gonna get into you could open it up for the first anticipated movie on your list.
The first one is might be a surprise to you, but Final Destination Bloodlines.
Okay.
So first off, I want to say, Jesus Christ, there's so many horror movies coming out this year.
Oh yeah.
I mean, there's always a lot of horror movies, but like as I was going through, I was like, God damn, there's a lot. And I'm from not a horror movie guy. But this one, it interests me because I haven't seen any of the first ones, but I know the concept of just like super creative ways of killing people.
Yeah.
That I think would be interesting. And you've talked about how you really like that series. So, you know, I trust your opinion. You have good credibility in my eyes. So I trust they're good movies. And yeah, it just interests me.
Okay, it's interesting. Yeah, it comes out May. I got some of the dates here. It comes out May 16th, so it's coming up pretty close. And yeah, were you surprised? Like again, we're pulling back the curtain. He texted me that, and I was surprised because again, like he said on the show, and I know I was like, he's not a big horror movie guy. So like, I wasn't even like really thinking about it. But no, the movies. It's one of those things where I'm interested to see like how they have these characters make decisions because in some of the movies, it's like they'll play in the trope. Sometimes they won't, of like, are the characters gonna make really stupid decisions that like end up getting them killed, kind of thing. Like you don't know I don't know what the direction they're gonna go with the. Do we try to make it look a little more new age? Like how much are we actually good? Like are we gonna care about these characters? Because we just did Sinners and we talked about like how sometimes in horror movies they're like, all right, this is Billy, this is Bob, this is Tom. They might just do that, which is why I was like kind of hesitant. I was like, it might be one of those kind of movies. I think I'm still the intriguing thing to me again, still with all these movies, just like how these people are going to end up getting killed by this, by death. Cause that's what it is. That's following them. It's death. Shout out Tony Todd, aka Candyman, because it's going to be I don't know if this is his last film, but he passed away. I think it was the beginning of this year. And he's a big part of this franchise. Again, I just said he's the Candyman, which is like a classic 90s horror movie. And he actually was I think he's in the first 3, and then he's not in the 4th one. But like they don't really say it. I think they actually do kind of say in the second one that he kind of is death. Like he's there, and like sometimes they talk to them and be like, kind of gives them hints on like what they should do. He's got like this creepy character in it, and like this might be his last role, so it's kind of cool. I didn't think he was going to be in it because I thought he passed away. I didn't know if he was even going to be in this, but I saw in the trailer. I think they did it purposely. Like they almost showed him like they had like a very key point where they just showed him in the movie, and I'm like, oh, okay, this is almost like a fair. I don't know if it's gonna feel like a farewell thing because they probably didn't know he was dying when they were making it.
You're right. Yeah, but I mean, you could have like a Paul Walker situation.
Yeah, that's true.
At the end of the movie, it's Vin Diesel shows up and gives you a
Yeah.
crooked smile and then drives
Yeah,
off.
no, that's true. That is true. That's another reason why I'm kind of hyped for it too. I'm like, oh, shout out Tony Todd, yo. Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be good to see him in that one last time. Again, I don't know. He might have another small movie he's in later on in the year, but this is gonna be like the big. Like he's known. It's like Candyman and Final Destination. I feel like those are like the big things that people know him for. So that was another reason why I'm just kind of excited to see him for that, because it's like it's his final role kind of thing. But yeah. I have I got Thunderbolts on here just because I feel like we got to mention it. I don't know how I feel about it. It's coming out May 2nd, so that one's coming up pretty soon. What are your thoughts on Thunderbolts?
I could see this kind of like I see it like a typical Marvel movie, honestly. Like it won't flop.
Yeah.
Box office wise, it won't. People are gonna go and watch this because people are addicted to Marvel. Like I have a couple of friends in my group chat that we talk all the time. They literally my boy Jelani, who actually, behind the scenes, he's working on our podcast logo for us. Shout out to that. Be looking forward to that. He's talking about if it's slop, I will watch it. He's like, I'm addicted to Marvel. Like if it's and this is why Marvel keeps making shitty movies, because they can, because everyone's gonna go see it. So it won't flop, but I don't think it's gonna be good.
Yeah. You know, it's funny because I draw the same comparison of Marvel fans with wrestling fans, and where it's like, and I didn't think I was capable of doing it, of stopping watching wrestling, because like there's periods of like when wrestling's really good and then it was bad, and some people just fall off. I'm like, it's really bad now, I'll stop watching. And I'm just like, I can't. Like it's Monday. It's time to watch Monday Night Raw. That's what it is. Friday, it's time to watch SmackDown. That's what it is. But there was actually a period like right before the pandemic when I was like, this is garbage. I gotta stop watching. And that was probably the first time I stopped watching wrestling in like 10 years. Damn. And I feel like that's how Marvel fans are too, where it's like, no, you can just stop, right? Like you don't have to keep watching it. It's not good.
It's literally what they say. They're like, I have to watch it. I'm like, no, you don't. And they're like, but then I'm not going to understand what happens in future movies and stuff like that. I'm like, then watch a YouTube video or something that says everything you need to know before Fantastic Four. That's what I'm going to do, because I refuse to keep giving Marvel my money when 100%. They're making these garbage movies and I'm wasting my time. I'm not going to watch it.
100%. It's a sickness, guys. It's a sickness. I'm with you, and I was part of that sickness with wrestling too. Because as I say, I'd stop watching. Like I still would like go on their Instagram and look at clips. That's how I got my fix. Yeah. I'm not gonna give them. I'm not gonna watch the 3-hour shows. But like, what happened? What happened with Randy Orton? Just make okay, he's champion. Okay, cool. Just so I know what's going on. You guys can do that with YouTube videos. We have YouTube. We have TikTok. We have like Reels. You can stay caught up with that. Like, what's going on in Daredevil? What's going on in Agatha? What's going on in all the 50,000 shows they have going on that I don't know if it's even going to connect to Doomsday. Probably not. But before I watch Doomsday, regardless of what the rest of the movies that we watched this year and before that, I'm going to watch a quick YouTube video. I'm not going to be like, you know what? Crack my knuckles. Time to watch Moon Knight and everything. No.
Oh, God, no. There's too much. Although I've heard Moon Knight's actually
I heard Moon Knight's good, yeah.
But you're right. Just... there's so many shows, so many movies, and do we need to know everything for Avengers 2? I mean, I'm sure there's going to be little like Easter eggs in it that like if you've seen all the shows and movies, it'll be like, oh, that's from that thing. But like if you haven't, you can still get like you'll still understand the story and everything. So maybe it'll make the experience a bit better, but you don't need it. So guys, stop watching it. It's okay. It's okay. Watch good movies instead.
It really is okay. And you know what, to me also with this concept, it's just they try to make it seem like it's such a unique concept, but 9 years ago, which I get is a long time, they made a movie called Suicide Squad, which is the exact same concept. And I'm sure that this is probably not just Suicide Squad, but like let's get the bad guys to team up. Oh my goodness, like we've seen it before. Yeah. Like it's not that revolutionary. They've been pushing that pretty hard where it's just like, well, we're not superheroes. How are we gonna do this? I'm like, you're gonna do it. Like,
see,
like,
I have a prediction for that. This is one of my predictions. Okay. So I think because they have Sentry as the big bad, and he's you see in the trailer, he's just like turning people into shadows. Like he can murder people without even trying, without even lifting a finger. So he's and she even says like this guy's stronger than all the Avengers put together, and he got these C-list heroes taking him out. Who. So there's no way they're just gonna beat him. I think it's gonna be some corny ass thing where they convince them like you don't have to do this,
like some
you know, like,
Fillmore.
yeah, like where they're like, you know, it'll be like the big bad, like it'll be Doctor Doom that's like, no, he's controlling me, he's forcing me to do this. Like, no, you don't have to. You don't have to do this. You're strong on your. You know what I mean? It'll just be some corny bullshit. That's. I mean, I'm a Marvel hater at this point. I was a huge Marvel fan,
Yeah,
but I've seen nothing but garbage, and now they've taken my
Tarnished it.
trust and destroyed it. So
100%. The sad thing is, after everything I said, I'm still 50-50 on seeing this movie.
oh,
I might see it on a cheap Tuesday or something.
okay, yeah.
And just be upset with myself. I'm gonna have my hood on and be like, Dion, is that you? I thought you were shitting on the podcast. Shut up. We're actually doing it next week.
Yeah,
No,
chill out.
we're not.
Right? Thunderbolts, Star,
Yeah,
Astros.
yeah. I don't know. You know what? I had this take that I was thinking about the other day. Like, well, not even the other day, but something I've always thought about. And just with superheroes in general, just live action superheroes, as we're talking about just live action movies. I just remember being a kid, and I think just the concept of like the movies that we used to watch and the heroes we used to watch as cartoons, it was so cool to me. The idea of like, oh, we're gonna see them in live action. Like we get to see the Flash be super fast, like in like a live action, or see people fly. But now that is just so like it's not special anymore to me. Just as an adult, like there's still kids growing up and they're seeing these things for the first time. But like that whole part of it is kind of like I don't even. It's like a non-thought where it's just like cool to see people use powers and all these things. It's just it happens all the time. And now there's TV shows. It's like it's not even like a new concept. Like I'm talking, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know what you mean, and you're right. Like when I was young and they started doing this, because like for a long time the CGI wasn't good enough that they're like, we're not gonna do this in real life. We can't make it look good. It's just dumb.
Yeah.
And then when they started doing it, we're like, this is so cool. We saw Batman and the Flash and Superman and all these things in cartoons. Now we're seeing it in live action. It's gonna be so cool. But I actually think that like it's now that I'm older and have seen these things, I realize that the cartoons are almost better because you can't some things you can't do in real life and make it look cool.
Yeah.
Like the Flash running, it doesn't look good.
Yeah. It's
Like it doesn't really work. Whereas in cartoons, you can make his legs move 1,000 miles an hour and it doesn't look stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when you have like animes going to live action, they made
my
a Dragon Ball
goodness.
Z movie. It's like, what are you guys doing? Like it doesn't look good in live action. Leave it in the cartoon or the anime style where it just looks better. Like, yeah, we
100%.
get excited about it. We're like, it's going to be cool in live action, but it doesn't work.
Yeah. No, 100%. 100%. That's all I got on Thunderbolts. So what about you? I brought that one
My
up.
next one is I listed them in order of release.
Yeah.
So I got Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I'm excited for it because I've only seen the first Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
But it was cool, and I'm interested. I like Tom Cruise.
Yeah. I mean, again, there's not too much to say on this because I know you haven't seen the other ones, so I don't even want to like dig too much into the plot or like any like theories I have. So like I'm excited about it too. I don't want to spoil anything for you, but yeah, that one's coming out pretty soon.
Well,
you said,
I mean, you could go ahead with theories because I mean, there won't be any I won't be able to discuss them. But if you want to like be like, okay, I want to stamp it now. This is my theory because then if you're right, you could get credit for it.
I guess, but it's more so about like deaths and stuff. With like theories, which I probably wouldn't have done I wouldn't do anyway because like might be someone listening to this just like, yo, chill out. So, but no, I'm curious. I wonder if this actually is the end. That's like the one question. They call it the final reckoning. It's just like, is it though? Is it the final reckoning? Like, are you ready to give this up?
He's pretty up there.
Yeah, but I feel like he's one of those dudes. He's like Ric Flair, man. He doesn't want to like. He's not gonna stop until he's dead.
Woo!
Yeah, exactly.
Tom Cruise breaking his ankles still on Mission Impossible sets. At 50, 60. How old is he? He's freaking old.
He's in his 60s.
Let me Google it.
Yeah, Ric Flair is older than him, that's for sure. But he's definitely in his 60s. But yeah, I don't know. I'm excited for that movie too. Like the last movie I really enjoyed.
62.
It didn't flop at the box office, but I know it didn't make as much money as they're probably hoping to. But I just think they got screwed because they came out. And then Barbie came out, and then Oppenheimer came out, and it was just like those movies got so much attention and so much, and people still watched it, but it was just like the whole Barbenheimer thing just like ate up so much of just everyone's attention.
Everything. Everything. Like the amount of like we saw Barbie, like life-size Barbie dolls, or like the amount they spent on marketing was insane.
Oh, 100%.
And then Oppenheimer, everyone was excited for this Nolan movie, and this was all anyone talked about for like a month.
Yeah. So this was a better move. They came out last time it was July. They're like, now screw that. Like I don't know how I don't think they have actually no, there's there's definitely some big movies that would be some competition, but they're like, all right, let's do May. I think we could run the theaters for a little bit. People will come to IMAX to see this.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it should do pretty well. And I'm excited. And again, like just to see Tom Cruise do his crazy stunts. Like he's
Yeah.
another guy too. People talk about Jackie Chan. He's the guy that does a lot of his own crazy stunts too. He's not doing flips and stuff, but like he's still doing them at 60s,
Right.
like hanging off planes and stuff. Like
True.
he deserves some nominations, some awards for some of the stuff he did.
Good point.
100%.
Yeah.
And it gets even more impressive as he gets older. And same thing with Jackie.
Yeah. 100%. You're right. It's a shame, man, that that wasn't an award when Jackie was in his prime.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And Tom, like you said.
Yeah, no, and Tom too. But I'm actually gonna jump back a little bit too because it's a movie that's again we're talking about movies getting buried. This is it's a movie called The Fountain of Youth. So it comes out May 23rd. And it's the same time as The Final Reckoning, and it's just about you got John Krasinski, you got Natalie
Mhm.
Portman, it's and you got Lars Olson, which is a Mother's Milk from The Boys, and it's a Guy Ritchie
Okay.
film. So Guy Ritchie's my boy. It's got James Vanderbilt, who's the guy that wrote the screenplay. We gave him a lot of love. He wrote the screenplay for Zodiac.
Okay.
And we really talked about how
Yep.
we like that movie so much. So like I saw that two combinations, and Guy Ritchie's one of my favorite directors. So it's about two siblings. They join forces. This is like the synopsis to seek the legendary Fountain of Youth. So it's just like it's like a mystery, like kind of like actiony kind of movie. And like they're trying to. It seems kind of like weird because it's like he doesn't really make these fantasy kind of movies. Like I don't know if it's gonna kind of be kind of grounded in reality, like how mystical they're gonna get. I haven't seen. I think they put out a trailer. Or like there's only been like teaser trailers, but it honestly was one of those things where like I saw Guy Ritchie and I was
Yeah.
like, I'm curious to see you.
Yeah, I think my opinion on Guy Ritchie is he's kind of like Tarantino Jr.
Mm.
Like he's how like Shengun is like mini Jokic.
Oh yeah.
I feel like Guy Ritchie is mini Tarantino. Like he has the same kind of style where like he has these kind of set pieces into his movie and then you're moving kind of throughout. It's kind of like a play. Like I could see this movie going. I haven't even seen the trailer, but the way I kind of would envision it being is, these two guys going on this adventure for the Fountain of Youth, and then there's going to be like maybe 4 or 5 like major obstacles in the way, and then it's kind of like going from one thing to the next. I could see that kind of being the way it's going to go, and I like Guy Ritchie. I'm not a massive fan, but I like his movies. So
no, I get what you mean too, and like I always kind of like thought that a little bit too, and then when I heard that he said he was a Tarantino fan, I was like, don't say that because now it just makes it seem like you're shaping your movies off of him. But the thing I like about his movies, and this movie's probably not gonna have that, but just the British tone to them that Tarantino movies obviously don't have. Like that's what makes them so unique in the sense, and I think that's why I like them so much. Where it's just like when I first started watching movies, I was watching like Nolan movies, I was watching Tarantino movies, and I was watching Guy Ritchie movies, and I'm like, this is very different because it's so British. They're saying British words I've never heard of. Like British is different kind of humor. So like this movie doesn't feel that British, but like I just I just like his movies and his shooting style too. I'll give him that. Like he's got a very unique way of filming movies that I don't think is similar to Tarantino or like Nolan, any of those guys. I think that's very unique. But his story structure, I agree, it can be similar at times to Tarantino.
And it's not that that's a bad thing.
No, definitely not. No, I know what you mean.
Like for example, the last year he had a movie that came out, the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare. I don't know if you've seen that. But I was talking to a friend about it, and it's a World War II movie. It's about this like ragtag scrap of criminal soldiers basically that are trying to take down this Nazi warship kind of thing. And I was talking to a friend. I was like, it's basically Inglourious Bastards, but a little worse.
I actually never saw it. You saw it or no?
Yeah, I did watch it. It's
it
good.
just,
I enjoyed it. It's
Yeah.
just the same thing.
Yeah, which is fair. That one I wasn't too like intrigued with just based off like what I thought it was about. I was kind of just like, you can miss me with that. Or maybe I'll just watch it later at some point. And I probably still will watch it, but
Yeah,
I
it's
wasn't like
good. I
super
enjoyed it.
excited about it or anything. But
Mhm.
no, it's interesting. But Fountain of Youth. That's
Okay.
for anyone that's interested.
The next one I got is The Phoenician Scheme. So this is Wes Anderson's new movie coming out.
Oh, okay.
It's about I watched the trailer. It's about like an old airport airplane kind of manufacturer, rich guy that is presumed dead, and then so I think they don't really say exactly what the plot is in the movie. I will say it kind of looks a lot really all over the place.
Yeah.
But it's basically that this guy he has all these kids and they're kind of fighting for the right to his money.
Okay.
But he's alive and he's trying to like right the wrongs. Or again, I don't know for sure. This is just what I'm guessing from watching the trailer. It's got a loaded cast, as most Wes Anderson movies have. I got some written down. It's got Benicio del Toro as the lead actor. It's got Scarlett Johansson, Tom Hanks, Benedict Cumberbatch, Bryan Cranston, Jeffrey Wright, Michael Cera, among others. It looks very artsy. Again, Wes Anderson. Movies. This is what he does. With the story kind of taking a backseat to that, I feel like it's all about look at the way I'm framing this shot.
Yeah.
And the way these people are talking, and so that I don't like as much. But I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, it looks a little all over the place.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah. I've actually never seen any like Wes Anderson movies.
I haven't either. I'm just talking. I've just from clips and stuff.
No, 100%. And like and not because like I think. I can't even have an opinion and say like his movies are bad. It's why it's just I don't know. Like I see like the trailers for sometimes his movies and stuff, and like I get the appeal, and I love good cinematography and like seeing when things like seeing being so symmetrical and all these things. But like sometimes when I read the synopsis of what the movie's about, I'm just kind of just like I don't know. It doesn't really like interest me that much. Like I'm sure like and like I've only heard good things about it. Like people saying that they like his movies where it's like The French Dispatch or like Fantastic Mr. Fox, stuff like that. My little sister really loves that movie. So
Grand Budapest Hotel
exactly.
is one I've heard is really good too.
Yeah, exactly. But and even the movie that came out I think it was 2 years ago. I forgot what it was called. I think it was like Astro City. That was another one too. And Scarjar and like a bunch of other people were in that too. And it's just like, I don't know. And this one, like I funny thing is I knew he had a movie coming out, but I forgot to even write it down because I was like, I'm not that not that excited about it.
Yeah, see, I'm interested just because he has built like this legacy, and like
people
in the film space talk about him a lot and say they like his movies, and I haven't seen any either, so I'm not gonna say I don't like his movies because I can't say that I haven't seen them. I can't have an opinion. I'm not one of those people that be like, I don't like that, but you haven't tried it. Or
exactly.
You know what I mean?
No,
but yeah, so I mean, I'm interested because of, like I said, his legacy, what he has, but I'm not sure. I'd have to give some of his other movies a shot first. Not necessarily first, but I want to give him a chance.
No, 100%.
Like I'd go in with an open mind. Like I said,
exactly.
I think the same thing as you, where I'm kind of like, okay, it looks like the appeal is all this artsy stuff, which is cool, but like I like a good story. And I'm not saying it's not because I haven't seen it.
Exactly. That's the funny thing where we keep saying these things about like it looks good, it looks like this, but it's like we have to watch a movie. We're not going to be like snobs like that. We're talking about like
we're not Oscar voters. We haven't seen it. And we're gonna give out our awards on movies we haven't even seen, right? Like,
exactly.
Why aren't we doing it? We should be.
100%.
We haven't seen the movie. We hate Wes Anderson. He sucks. His movies are terrible.
But yeah, no, I got to check out at least one of his movies, and then we'll see. Maybe my tone will change on it. But like, you know what? I like that last one, so I'll give him a chance.
Maybe we'll do it on the podcast. Maybe we'll do. We'll do the Grand Budapest Hotel or something. Or
one of them. He's got a lot of movies,
and we'll talk about it. 100%. One that we both haven't seen.
100%.
That's a good more brainstorming on pod.
The next one I have is I put Lilo and Stitch on here just because I just wanted to briefly talk. Like, have you seen the original Lilo and Stitch?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, so I don't know if you. Again, we're not kids, but it's a big movie. But again, it's the same thing where it's like they're just doing the exact same story, just live action. So
yeah, I actually had it written down too, and I kind of passed over it just because I was like, I had it in the same line as How to Train Your Dragon, just because I was like, stop with the live action remakes.
Yeah,
we don't need it. But again, same thing as How to Train Your Dragon. The kids now haven't seen it, so it'll be new for them, and they'll probably like it.
My thing where I have like a bigger issue with this than How to Train Your Dragon to me is just like I feel like the vibe, and I'm sure it'll still be good because again it's the exact same story, which they'll probably will change a couple things just because certain things work in a cartoon versus in a live action. But to me, when I always watched Lilo and Stitch as a little kid, there's obviously like a nostalgia element to it, but I always thought just the way it looked was really interesting too. Just like the creature designs of like the aliens and stuff like that. And just the way the people looked. Like everyone looked kind of weird. Like Bubbles was kind of like this big, like stocky. Like everyone was kind of like just like round and had like these weird kind of shapes to them. And like that's the whole thing is just gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's just like to me, it's not the exact same thing, but to me, it's like the Studio Ghibli movie. It's like I would make a Studio Ghibli live action. I'm like, no, that sounds like a horrible idea, actually, because the whole thing about it is just how it's like artistic in how it looks in the animation. Like it's like
Right.
it's not the same feel when you make it live action. It's just like you're taking the. It feels like you're taking the soul out of it.
Yeah. Yeah. This is the point I was making with like cartoon and anime. Like it looks good in those styles. Like that's part of the appeal of the movie. It's like the Sonic the movie. Like when they did Sonic in live action, remember they had to redo his character like 4 times because they would release it. Everyone was like, "What the fuck is this?"
Exactly. We don't want him looking like
terrible.
that.
Yeah.
And they did that with Ninja Turtles. How happened the same thing where like they tried to make them look like turtles. I'm like, we don't want them looking like turtles though. Like it's like that's what I'm saying. It's like we want them looking like how they looked in the cartoon. Like it's just like that was my feeling with the Lion King too. I was like, I don't want it looking like an actual lion, an actual hyena, or like Timon and Pumbaa were cute and like fun. An actual boar is not someone you want to be your friend.
Yeah.
Like you'd want Timon as a cartoon to be your friend, but an actual boar, I'm sorry for any of our boar lovers out there. A hideous creature.
Damn.
You would not give your kid a boar stuffed animal.
I don't. If it looked like Timon, yeah.
Yeah, if it looked like Timon, yeah.
Wait,
exactly. Oh yeah, Pumbaa's the boar. Yeah,
I think Pumbaa's the boar.
Yeah, Tuna and Timon. But
sorry, Timon. Sorry for the disrespect. The meerkats are cute.
Yeah, but not the meerkats in real life. They're kind of just like I don't know, man.
Yeah,
It's like a naked. It's like the
boar.
naked mole rat. If a naked mole rat looked like the naked mole rat in Kim Possible, I'd want a Rufus. But an actual naked mole rat, that's to me what they just did. I was like, oh my, miss me with that. I don't.
You don't want a Kim
that.
Possible live action?
No, they did make one.
Oh yeah, you're right. They did. Is there a naked mole rat? Is Rufus
I don't
in
know.
there?
I don't. He's got to be.
Seen it.
Yeah, he's got to be.
Right.
He's like a main character. Doesn't talk.
Yeah, you're
but
right. You're right. He's got to be. Did they make him look stupid?
I don't know.
Live action.
But
Rufus,
that's
Kim
all I got
Possible.
with.
Let's see.
Gross.
No, he's still kind of cartoony. It's not bad.
Okay. All right.
It's not bad.
I'm still not gonna watch it, but but yeah, Lilo and Stitch. That's all I got for Lilo and Stitch.
Yeah.
That's coming out May 23rd. Go take your kids to see it, I guess, if you want. I don't know.
Yeah, there you go. The next one I got is Ballerina, June 6th.
Okay, yeah.
So the next in the John Wick. I've only seen John Wick 1 and 2.
Yeah.
So I've got to get caught up. But I love those movies. Those 2 movies are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm totally here for this. Ana de Armas is dope.
Yeah.
I do have a question though. Like maybe you don't know the answer. Is she like a ballerina in the movie that like turns into like this hitman or like?
Yeah,
you know
I'm pretty sure. It's kind of like the Scarlett Johansson thing. Like she was like a ballerina.
Okay.
It's like that classic. Yeah. Like if they're Russian, then that means they're ballerinas, and then they can also be assassins. That's just like
but isn't she South American?
Who?
Ana de Armas?
No, but I think in the story, that's what I mean. I think her character is Russian. I think for the most part, yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where like I'm so like I really love the John Wick movies, and like I'm already in on watching the movie. So like I've kind of like stayed away with all the information I get. So like when I watch it, I kind of just going in blind because I don't need a trailer.
Right.
Like I already know what world I'm getting into, so it's just like I'm just gonna go watch it. Like I don't need to. You don't need to give me like this deep interview where she just explains what the character is. Like let the movie explain that. If the movie doesn't explain that, then like it's not doing a good job. I don't need a interview or those other because there's a lot of media press about it. So I've been trying to avoid it. I don't want to see anything. So I'm excited about it too, though. The world is just the world building that they've done within it is just so cool.
It's awesome. Again, I've only seen the first 2, but yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, and
the world, the underground,
the
underworld of the hitmen and everything is so sick. So sick. And the action is unreal.
Oh, yeah. And like that's why I'm excited to see like how far they want to push with it. Because again, they had like the choreographers, like the stunt choreographers, like they get so creative with these movies and just like the set pieces they have. And like the last one, it was really great too. Which honestly, when I walked out of there, it was one of those feelings where I was like, this is crazy. Like part of me was thinking, I was like, oh, why did they make a 4th one? Like the first 3 were so good. And then they made the 4th one. I'm like how this doesn't happen that often. That's like 4 good movies in a series. Like usually there's like and people always have their opinions about like, oh, one's better than 2, but no one's like, oh, this one was crap though. Like 3 was crap, 4 was like, no one says that. Everyone's like, yeah, they're all good. It's rare. And that's why I get nervous when it's just like they keep talking about like oh, should we do more? Should we do more? I'm like, I know you want to keep making money, but like, you're.
You think it'll get like to the fast level where they have
Oh my
like 12
gosh.
of them
I
bitches, or
hope
what?
not. I hope not. I hope not. It's
Well, what
tough.
if they keep continuing to be good? Then why not? Like
Yeah.
if Ballerina slaps, then do you not want another one?
No, it's true. I just get worried.
Yeah,
Because then you're just
that's
waiting
fair.
for it to fall off, and it's just like, this was the one.
Yeah, like retire on top. You don't want the Celtic Shack
Yeah,
type
exactly.
movie.
Oh my god, yeah, you don't want that. But not, but yeah, no, I'm excited to see that one though. That's
Yeah.
definitely one of my top on my top list. The one I want to bring up is kind of like a smaller movie, but it's called Bring Her Back, and this comes out like it's right at the end of May. So the concept of the movie is very simple. It's a horror movie. So a brother and a sister. This is a synopsis. Uncover a terrifying ritual at their home to foster to what's it called? They're trying to bring their mom back to life. Basically, is like the concept of
Okay.
the movie, and it's created by Danny and Michael, the Filippo brothers. So they
Okay.
were YouTubers, and their YouTube channel was called like Raka Raka, and they're from Australia, and they made a movie. I think it was 2 years ago now. That called Talk to Me, and it was a movie that like I really like. My sister like loves that movie. I like the movie, but she like loves that movie. And
Okay.
it's just like it's about like these friends that discover like they conjure up these spirits based off like this hand. Like they find this hand, and so this whole thing where like this is just the premise, not a spoiler. Where like you put your hand on it and you say "talk to me," and like in that moment, like it gets like this grasp on you, right? And then like your eyes kind of roll back, and then you kind of like you start seeing like a spirit, and like you talk, and then you talk to them, whatever is right. And
Mm.
like the movie goes through all these like twists and turns, and it's kind of like a thrilling kind of movie. And like to me, like it's more than just like a basic like horror movie, because I feel like it really speaks on to the like addiction and like talks on like grief and stuff too, because like these kids almost become like kind of obsessed with this freaking thing.
Right.
Where it's just
Yeah.
like it's almost like a drug where it's like, yeah, you want to use the hand tonight, where it's like, and like these guys too, it's crazy to me because like these guys were YouTubers. Like it was one of those things where like all these YouTubers are making a movie, and then it just becomes so successful. Like it made so much money. They already got greenlit to make Talk to Me 2, which is funny because it's like called Talk 2 within letter to
Oh,
me.
okay. Nice.
So they're
Yeah.
making another sequel. And I don't know what they're doing about that. I thought that was gonna be their next project. I thought they were immediately going to that. And then I saw a trailer that they're doing like this movie called Bring Her Back. And again, it looks like a basic like, oh, bringing mom back to life kind of movie. But I'm like, yeah, but these guys, just based off like how much detail they put into that last movie, I know there's gonna be more than that. So I'm already bought in to see what they're gonna do with because they wrote and directed Talk to Me, and they wrote and directed this. So
Okay.
again,
Interesting.
yeah, so I'm curious to see about that.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the horror movies, I don't want to say like just shoved off. I kind of skipped past them because I knew I was coming in this conversation with you, who's a horror
Yeah.
movie lover. So I was like,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna leave that to Dion.
Yeah.
He knows it way better. So he's gonna bring up the ones that are like these are worth maybe watching.
Yeah.
These are men's maybe don't
Yeah,
bother.
missing.
You know,
Yeah.
obviously you don't know, but yeah, but that I mean, interesting. Sounds
Yeah,
interesting.
I'm curious to
You
see.
never know.
Like, I'm definitely gonna check it out. I'm gonna be in theaters for that one. So
Okay.
I'll let you know. I'll let everybody know.
Yeah.
I'll give like a quick sound. I'll be like, yo, guys. But guys, maybe wait till
Yeah.
stream. Maybe wait till streaming. But I'm optimistic. I'm optimistic. Yeah.
I actually my next one is a very similar vein of what you just did, from a small movie from a filmmaker that I like. So it's called Materialists.
Okay.
It is coming out. What is it coming out? I have it written down. It's coming out June 13th.
Okay.
Same day as How to Train Your Dragon. And it's written and directed by Celine Song,
Okay.
who wrote and directed Past Lives.
Yeah.
That I know we are both big fans of. This is her second feature
Mhm.
after that movie that was critically acclaimed. Great movie. Go check out
Yeah,
Past Lives if you haven't seen
100%.
it. Really good movie. So this one's starring Dakota Johnson as a matchmaker.
Mhm.
And the synopsis is: a matchmaker's lucrative business is complicated when she falls into a toxic love triangle that threatens her clients.
Oh.
So she's the matchmaker. Pedro Pascal,
Oh, this guy's in everything.
in a nut, he's got absolutely everything. He's like a rich bachelor,
Yeah.
and then Chris Evans is
Damn.
he's like the broke, like an old friend of hers. Like you see it in the trailer, they come and show up, like, oh, they have like a
I
past
heard of this
relationship.
movie. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
didn't-
it's called Materialists, and like I said, Celine Song, Past Lives I loved.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
this and that movie also is very much plays on, it's kind not really a love triangle, but kind of.
Mm,
Um that in that movie, you obviously know it, but if you haven't seen it, it's about a woman that was from South Korea,
yeah.
and an old friend that she had in South Korea reconnects with her later in life when she's married and has a new life in New York. So it kind of is this a little bit of a,
Hmm.
it plays on the relationships and humanity, and like there's just a lot that's being talked about, and she wrote and directed that one. Loved it. So I'm
Yeah.
super excited for this one.
Oh, I didn't know that was her. Like as soon as you said the like Pascal and you said Evans, right?
Chris Evans, yeah.
Yeah. As soon as you said that, I was like, oh, I remember. I heard there was a movie of them that was coming out, but I didn't know that it was she that directed. So now I'm actually I gotta add that to my list because it wasn't even on my list. I just remember
Mhm.
hearing. I was like, oh, that sounds interesting, but I forgot what it was called. No, that I'm definitely. What you said that comes out when? Sorry.
June 13th.
Okay, interesting. I mean, it coming out same weekend as How to Train Your Dragon, so I think we can.
Well, two totally different like
Yeah, demographics.
demographics, yeah. So
Yeah.
I don't think it's necessarily competition as far,
No,
and
that's
it's a
true.
smaller movie anyway. I don't even know. I'm sure it'll be in some theaters, but it probably won't get a massive run.
Yeah,
But I mean, maybe it will. Like Past Lives was great,
no, it's
but that's
true.
more of a movie
100%.
people thing. It's not a
Yeah,
public
yeah, but
gen pop kind
I'm
of
excited to
movie.
see it. We'll see if it's good. It's good. People will talk about it, and people go out. Like
100%.
word of mouth is word of mouth at the end of the day.
Yeah,
Like it's
totally.
bad if it's like if it's a small movie and it's not good, then it just gets buried. But if it's a good movie and it's low and people will talk about it, and people are like, oh, I'll definitely go check that out.
Yeah,
So
like Parasite,
exactly.
international movie that wasn't like super promoted or anything. Great
Hmm.
movie. Everybody knows it. Everyone loves it.
Yeah,
I'm not
hundred
saying this
percent.
is going to be on that level. Maybe it will.
Yeah,
That'd
who
be sick.
knows? No, it will be sick. 100%.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Next one I got is 28 Years Later. So that comes out June 20th, and it's a survival movie. I mean, like it plays off of the first movie that came out 28 Days Later, which is about like a virus that spread out throughout the UK, and it's like a zombie
Mhm.
movies. It's like that kind of thing, and they made it 28 Weeks Later, which is like I don't really remember it that much, which makes me think like it probably wasn't that good. So like
Yeah.
like the first one was I remember being really good, and I haven't watched it in a bit, but I remember really enjoying that. I remember Weeks came out, and I was like, okay. And then I always heard the rumors about like, oh, like the original director's thinking about doing 28 Years Later, which I was like, that's hilarious. I'm like, that's such a huge gap.
Right.
Like he didn't want to go to months, he went to years.
Yeah. And then what's next? Decades?
I don't
28
know.
decades later?
I don't know, but from the trailers, like they're just giving out teaser trailers, looks really interesting, and I'm just I stepped away from the zombie world for a little bit because again, like I watched all of Walking Dead and I felt like, all right, I'm good. Like I got all they went through all the different scenarios you could possibly have with different kind of evil people within a zombie apocalypse. So I'm like, I don't know if anyone can give me something fresh. But I think the fact that he came out and is like, I'm gonna make this movie, I'm like, there must be something that he's
Mhm.
like, I have a different angle that we can go with here. And there's a reason maybe he went 28 years later because there's something I don't know. So I'm interested to see just because of that.
Yeah, total new generation. So it
Yeah.
could be stuff that they forgot. I mean, it could kind of be like the newest Planet of the Apes movie that came out, you
Yeah.
know, like it was, oh, we Caesar is this like deity almost that they
Yeah.
look up to. So maybe there's someone like this in this type of movie. I haven't seen either of the first two. Again, not a big horror guy.
Yeah.
If it's a horror movie, I probably haven't seen it. But I did look at the trailer for this one because I've heard you talk about it and other people seem interested in it. Interested in it.
Yeah.
To me, it looks kind of like a basic zombie movie, but I don't know. People seem to be excited about it.
Yeah. I mean, if you have any interest, you watch the first movie like if you like the first movie, then I think you'd understand what kind of ride you're going on to. Where it's like,
Mm,
okay, like that was actually like I like the story here, I like the characters. Because that's an interesting part. That's a good part of the movie too. It's like it's you actually do like the characters. It's not like we just have like these 10 people and then you slowly see them getting killed by zombies or whatever, and you don't really care. Like you care about these characters. So I think these obviously it's 28 years later. So I don't know. They're
probably all
not
new characters, maybe a couple little
exactly.
cameos or
But
something.
but I feel like you'll care about these characters. Again, I'm optimistic. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping he's gonna make me care about these characters,
Mhm.
and we'll see where they go. I don't know.
Also starring Jack O'Connell, who was our vampire in Sinners.
Oh, true. Yeah, and what's called Aaron Taylor Johnson's in this too. I
Yep.
think. Yeah, he
So
needs a
if
little bit of a bounce back after Craven.
after Craven, yeah. But if Jack O'Connell's, if this is a good movie, then he'll have a big year.
Oh, yeah,
He'll
true.
be vampires, zombies. I don't know
Yeah,
if he's going to turn into a zombie. We'll
yeah,
see.
it's
But
true.
next he'll be a
Werewolf movie.
werewolf and a magician, and maybe he'll be in Now You See Me 3. I don't know. Who knows?
100. There's a Frankenstein movie coming out, I think, with Del Toro later on in there. Maybe he's in that too. He should.
Maybe
He's just doing all the monsters.
monster
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
All right, what do you got next?
Next on the list was F1 for me. Just
Okay, yeah.
again based on the release schedule that comes out June 27th.
Mhm.
We already talked about it, so I
Yeah.
don't think we really need to go. After that, I have Jurassic World
Yeah. Same.
Rebirth. So
Mhm.
that's July 2nd.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I watched the trailer for this. This is kind of like this is kind of how I feel like with the Transformers movies. Almost like they just kind of been getting worse and worse.
Mm.
Like as they continue to come out, I feel like there's only so much you can do with like the whole running away from dinosaurs kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
it could be cool. I don't know.
No, 100, and that's and the funny thing is, like, I think it's gonna be probably one of the most successful movies of the year.
Oh yeah, for sure.
As we say that too, because it's just like, and again, Rebirth. Actually, I shouldn't even say, because I was gonna mention my little sister. We watched. I think that's what brought more life to this franchise for me, because I'm excited for this movie. I'm gonna go see it, but I feel you how like the quality has definitely diminished. It's not as great. Like the first Jurassic Park movie is a classic. It's Steven Spielberg. You know what I mean? It's like it's an all timer movie. I think it's on the top 100 greatest movies of all time. Just because not even just the story. The story is great, but also what they did with just the practical effects, the visual effects. It was
Mhm.
revolutionary.
Yeah.
It set up like people doing stuff like the Matrix and stuff like that. Like it was groundbreaking, like CGI at the time. That like it didn't exist. So it's a masterpiece in itself just for doing that. Obviously, you go back and people are like, this was
Yeah.
groundbreaking. Trust me, it was like even when I watched that in the 2000s as a kid, it was still looked crazy to me. Now you watch some of the Raptors and it's like, okay, that looks a little goofy, but at the time it was like groundbreaking stuff. So the second I watched them all as a kid, so the second and third movie, I know people don't love those as much, but I still enjoyed them because I was a little kid. And then when I heard that they were rebranding with the whole world thing, I was like, you know what? I don't think my sisters are gonna like watching these old movies, but like let me put them onto the world movies. And that became like a thing for us. We watched the first Jurassic World with like Chris Pratt being like kind of like the new lead. And I really enjoyed that one. I thought the first one was really good, made $1 billion. The second one made $1 billion. And then the third one was ass cheeks. So like that was like a tough taste in my mouth where I was
don't
just
even
like
know if I've seen the third one. to be
Dominion.
honest.
It was just yeah. It wasn't. I said ass cheek, so I guess I got to stick with that. But
better than the whole.
yeah, I guess,
The
yeah, I
coos.
guess, yeah, it's true. That is true. But yeah, no, it just wasn't the greatest. Like there was moments where it was like a lot of nostalgia moments where it's just like, oh, that's like in the first movie, or like, oh, that's a shout out to. They had some cameos from people from the first movie. It felt very much like that. Like, hey, remember when we did this? I'm like, yeah, but do something different now. Like,
Yeah.
stop telling me what you did. Like, remember when we? Yeah, I remember, but that's not this movie. That's not the.
Right.
And then it was just kind of. So then when I saw they're doing a rebirth, I was like, okay, you got Scarlett Johansson now. I'm like, what's gonna be different? Like, please don't tell me someone's creating another park, and it's just like, how
Did
many
you see
times?
the trailer for it?
I saw a little bit of it. I saw the
So-
teaser trailer.
Yeah, so I mean, so basically, there's so I have the synopsis. So 5 years post Jurassic World Dominion,
Yeah,
an expedition braves isolated equatorial regions to extract DNA from 3 massive prehistoric creatures for a groundbreaking medical breakthrough. So they're like, oh, if we get the DNA, we can solve this, we can cure this thing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like waking up beasts that they're like, these guys were too bad to even be in the
Mm,
Jurassic World. So I don't think they're bringing them into like the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Starting a new park. It's a little bit different than that, but it's also like, what are you doing?
yeah. Let's just stop messing with these dinosaurs,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know, man. Like I know they've been trying to make spin-off TV shows and stuff like that. I think just rock with that for a bit. I know that the real money is in the big blockbuster movies where you make $1 billion, but it's just like, yeah, I guess you know what it is. They're just pushing to the younger audience. These movies, the rebirth thing is it's not for us.
Yeah.
They'll expect some of us to go check it out. Maybe bring our we don't have kids, but if people our age that some do have kids, we bring their kids to go see it. But yeah,
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like, it's a business, right? So
Yeah.
like I don't get mad at
No,
studios for
definitely
like
not.
making these things because I get it. Like it's gonna make money.
Yeah.
Like it's not a debate. It's going to
Yeah.
happen. It's gonna make a bunch of money. So I mean, there's kind of like there's movies that are for that. Like, okay, this is a cash grab. Let's go make $1 billion, make
Yeah.
$800 million, whatever. And then there's some that are like, okay, let's actually like make a great movie. And
Yeah.
those are the ones that I'm more interested in.
No,
But
for
like
sure.
at the end of the day, like a big blockbuster can also be super fun.
Yeah.
So it's not like there's never both where a good movie makes a ton of money. It's not like it can never work.
Yeah.
But a lot of times it's just like, okay, this is let's go get a free paycheck.
100%. No, not 100%. I had that on my list too. That was my next movie up. The next one I have after that comes out like a week and a little bit later is Superman.
Superman.
So this one is not so much, I feel like, a cash grab because the Batman and Superman are another Batman, Superman, Spider-Man. That's like, so when do we want to print money? Which year do we want to print money? And
Yeah.
like, and that's how I feel about Superman. I feel like there's a little bit of like a little bit of a side eye with this Superman movie because I mean people didn't love the last couple DC movies. So like I think people are gonna kind of be like, people are excited, but they don't know how excited they should be because we're new direction here. We've seen a couple Supermans at this point. Everyone loves Cavill, regardless of how they felt about maybe like the direction of the way DC went. But I don't know what's your expectations or how you feel about going into Superman.
Yeah, I actually have quite a bit of thoughts on this because one, it's a massive character. It's probably is one of the biggest characters in movies. It's the biggest superhero.
Yeah.
You're right. Like it's kind of the DC reboot, right? So I'm interested to see where James Gunn goes with this first step. I think he did a really good job with Guardians.
Yeah.
So I'm interested. I'm hopeful. I love DC characters. I mean, we talked about how we were big Marvel fans and they've been letting us down, so we're less so. DC was also letting us down with a lot of bad movies. But their characters are awesome.
Oh yeah.
I love the DC character list, so I want this movie to be really good. I really want James Gunn to reboot DC and have new life and make good movies. I really want it to be good. But I watched the trailer and I'm a big trailer guy. I discern a lot of information and I'll get a lot of thoughts from the trailer. So to me, it looks like a lot. And I have a list here of everything that was in the trailer. And to me, it's just too much for one movie.
Yeah.
So we see Clark and Lois.
Yeah.
Obviously, we're going to get that story. Superdog. Not that that's like a big
Crypto,
plot point necessarily.
Yeah.
Is that his name? Crypto?
I think it is Crypto. Yeah. Yeah.
Not that is necessarily a massive plot point, but it's still a new character, a little something that has to be touched on. There's Lex Luthor.
Yeah.
So he's
classic.
The
he's
classic
Joker.
guy. They also introduced kind of like this social conflict of like public protests. Like they showed him Superman walking into a building and all these protesters outside being like, "Oh, screw you." So I don't know if it's going to be like a The Boys type of thing where I doubt he's going to be corrupt. He's Superman. He's perfect. I don't think it's going to be that, but I think it's more going to be like maybe like an Avengers thing where they're like, okay, you're causing damage by fighting people. So like, and he's an alien, kick him out of here, so that's another conflict that's going to be in this movie. I think there's Guy Gardner, who's a Green Lantern character. Nathan Fillion's playing him. Hawk Girl is in the trailer.
Yeah.
There's a giant monster. I don't know
I
the
saw that
name of.
monster. Yeah, I know.
Mr. Terrific is also in the trailer. I'm like, there's so much in this trailer. It looks to me like it's too much for one movie. So I'm hesitant, but I'm hopeful. I don't know.
I'm the exact same. And I'm actually the whole like conflict with Superman and like with the people, they kind of touched that in like the Snyderverse. Like they had a little bit of that, and like the crypto thing at least is different, like having the dog in there. But like you said, it is a lot. It definitely is a lot. I'm gonna go on a defense too. Like there's a lot of movies that we didn't like in the Snyderverse and stuff like that. But I'm gonna defend Zack Snyder in the sense that like I actually like all the movies that he did. I like Man of Steel. I like Batman vs Superman, and I liked his version of the Justice League. Like obviously, what tarnished the initial run, I feel like, was the first Justice League movie. But it wasn't him because he left because his daughter died, and then freaking Josh Whedon came in and then gave us that pile of crap.
Yeah, exactly. But
So-
again, that was the same reason, because there was too much for that movie.
Yeah.
In the first Justice League, we hadn't got a solo. We had seen Batman v Superman, so we got Batman was introduced. We had Man of Steel, so Superman was introduced, and we had Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
They had to. I don't know if we maybe had Aquaman.
No.
I don't know if did we have
Aquaman movie didn't
yet?
come out yet.
Okay, we didn't have so we had to introduce Aquaman, we had to introduce the Flash, and we had to introduce Cyborg, along with Darkseid, and like it's too much for one
Yeah.
movie. Like half of that movie is character development, and then in the short version, there's not enough of it, so we don't care about anything. It's a pile
Yeah.
of garbage, like you said. And then we got the Snyder cut because we were all protesting for it, and that movie was good. But it was super long because we had to learn about
The
3
characters.
key members of the team.
Yeah, I don't know why they just didn't make the movie. They rushed it. We always talked
They
about
did.
that. It's like they're trying to catch up with Marvel. It's just like
Exactly.
But yeah, no. I think he gets the hate for those movies. To me, is very Joker 2-esque, where it's like I don't think the movie's as bad as it actually was, but it became like a fun thing to hate on it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, okay, we're just gonna pile on this movie. Say it's the worst movie of all time. It's garbage. I'm like, okay, it's not. I've seen a lot of bad movies. It's not on the top of my list of bad movies.
To be fair, in DC also gave us Suicide Squad and Wonder Woman 2.
The
And
Wonder Woman 2 was
there's-
bad.
So there's
I think
they also have some bad movies.
I think the first Suicide Squad 2 was just fun with the characters, but I don't want to get on a tangent.
It was bad.
I don't want
it
to
was
get on a
bad.
tangent here, but Superman, I'm optimistic. We'll see what we do with that.
We'll see.
Yeah. Did I bring that up or did you bring up Superman? I brought up Superman.
Oh, you did. So
Yeah.
next is we probably have the same one next anyways, Fantastic Four. So again, I'm hesitant because Marvel is Marvel.
Yeah.
But the characters are awesome.
Yeah.
And we haven't seen them in the Marvel universe. Like we've seen the last time we got Fantastic Four movie was Michael B. Jordan, and I didn't
Yeah.
even watch that. Heard it was garbage. But before that,
was.
with the Jessica Alba Fantastic Four, that's the only character I remember. Oh, Chris Evans was the Human Torch in
Yeah.
that one. Those were also not that great, but
we
I
were
mean,
kids, so we
yeah,
liked
we were-
them at the time. Yeah.
But I mean, the characters are great, so I don't know. I'm excited to see it. We'll probably get a mention of Doctor Doom, I would imagine, with Doomsday coming up. So
another Pascal
interested.
movie.
yeah, another Pascal movie. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
As he's in The Last of Us right now, and
Mm-hmm.
he's just all over. He's in everybody's screens. Like I remember I saw 3 promos for all those things. I saw a promo for him in Fantastic Four. I saw a promo for him in Last of Us, and there's another movie too that I have on my list that he's going to be in too. And then the movie you mentioned.
Yeah,
When does this guy sleep?
I don't know, man. This he's in everything.
He's in
I mean,
everything. He's good.
Respect it. He's good, and respect to him for cashing in on the momentum.
Oh,
Like
100%.
people are starting to like him, and he's like, I'm taking advantage. I'm gonna be in every single movie for a couple years, make my paycheck, and then who knows what'll happen after that. But
Yeah, but Fantastic Four, it's just I again, just like you said, I like the characters, and it's just. Yeah, I know. It's become like this weird thing where, again, I haven't rewatched the ones we watched as a kid since we were kids. So in my mind, I'm just like, I don't remember them being that bad. I'm sure if I rewatch them, I'll be like, yeah, it's probably not the greatest. But like, I just sit with that memory of just like, okay, yeah, they were okay. It was probably just like a basic kids movie, like a lot of those superhero. They didn't try to make them anything
was,
more
yeah.
than just being like a fun superhero kids movie. I like people hate, yeah, but. And then the one I watched where I was actually old enough to like really take in was that Michael B. Jordan one. And like, it wasn't that good. It was forgettable. So there's not much they have to do for this to be good in that sense. It's like,
yeah,
you just have to make it like tolerable. Like stay true to the characters. The Silver Surfer is a fun character. I don't know.
yeah. I mean, they're
not going to do
obviously
Doctor
made
Doom.
this-
Yeah.
No, I mean they made this. I mean, the Silver Surfer, the original Silver Surfer movie was better than the first one. I think that movie is actually
Yeah.
pretty good. But they made it a period kind of movie. Like it's a little bit
It's like the
earlier
60s.
in like the 60s, 70s.
Yeah.
So I don't know exactly how that's gonna tie in, but
There's going to be some kind of
that adds
time
a
travel,
little
I
more-
guess.
yeah, it adds a little
Yeah.
more interest to
No,
it, you know?
that's why honestly, just looking, I'm like, oh, I'm already interested in this because it just has a different feel. It looks different. You know what I
Exactly.
mean? Like every other
Yeah.
superhero movie, like if I see a trailer for like what's it called, the Thunderbolts, see a trailer for Captain America, it's like okay, it's like action, see guns, it looks all the same. But when I see these guys, it's like oh, it's the '60s, it stands out. Like now,
Right.
it's like in a different, like it looks completely different to me. Where I'm like, okay, it's interesting.
Yeah, totally
Yeah.
agree. We'll see.
I had to jump back to Superman just for one point. Kind of ties into that where it's just like the one thing I will say that I liked about the Snyder cut or just like the DC movies is that they felt different. This Superman movie, for people that don't know, it just looks like it could be a Marvel movie. You know what I mean? It
Yeah.
doesn't look like it's not like the DC said like our movie is gonna look like this, gonna look different. People are not gonna be like, okay, that's a Marvel movie. It looks like a basic. It could be some superhero movie that some other that's often like a different world, like a boys type thing, where it's just like, okay, it
Right.
just looks like it doesn't look different at all. Even the boys looks different. Like it doesn't have like this specific look. I gotta watch the movie and then be like, okay, maybe it does feel different, but I think that's another thing. It's like, okay, just a superhero movie.
That is a good point. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. It doesn't have that DC feel that like I think was actually really smart because yeah, we've gotten so much Marvel and that's their thing. DC characters are different.
Yeah.
Let's have a different feel. Let's do something a little bit different, much darker and more grounded and a little more real.
Mhm.
And yeah, this one doesn't give me that feel based on the trailer. It doesn't give me that look, but
Again.
again, I don't know. I want it to be good. I really want it to be good.
Yeah. All right. It's funny the way we keep jumping. I got another horror movie.
Okay.
It's,
Yeah,
it's just because the way we're jumping around, and you said you're gonna leave them to me, so I guess I'm jumping
yeah,
around.
you're the yeah.
July 18th, we got I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Mm,
The story is like a group of friends are terrorized by a stalker who knows about the gruesome incident that they did in the past. So it's the same concept of the original movie, and it kind of confused me because I was like, when I first heard that they were gonna make the movie, I looked at the cast list and I saw a bunch of like young actors. Okay, so they're doing a remake. But then I saw that there's two characters from the first movie that were in the original. So I was like, oh, okay. So is it like it's kind of like it's in the same world, and they did the exact same thing, which is I'm so confused because it's like that works in some cases, like it works in Scream and it works in Halloween where they did like, oh, like I survived Michael and now like my kids are trying to survive him too. But like in this sense, it's like it's a funny concept to me that like in the original movie they hit a guy and they're like, oh snap, we killed a guy. Let's hide the body and act like it didn't happen. That's the premise of the original movie. And then some girl is in class and gets a note saying, I know what you did last summer. And like, oh shit. And now that person's coming to kill them. And in this movie, they did the exact same. It seems so strange to me. It's like,
yeah.
so these group of kids did the exact same thing. And then the people from the original movie are going to be like, oh, we went through the same situation. Like,
Yeah.
what are the chances? I mean, I get like a hit and run and we hide a body. And that part is just kind of goofy to me. But I just liked it's 100% nostalgia. Me being excited for this movie because
Okay.
I liked that movie when I was a kid. It's one of the first horror movies I watched. It was like Scream, and then it was this, and then later I found out it's the same guys that wrote Scream that also wrote this. It's kind of same kind of vibe. It's like a classic teen horror movie. And a lot of people say like, was the movie actually good or did it have a lot of good looking people in it? And to that I just say yes. And I think they're just going around the same route this time, which is like let's get a bunch of good looking people and let's
Yeah.
have a killer in there. I'm gonna see it.
Okay.
So
I
that's
mean, just a town of family of bad drivers. Like, come on, guys. Just
Yeah,
look where you're going. But again, haven't seen the first one.
yeah.
So
It's a
I don't
fun
have any
movie.
of that nostalgia
Yeah.
piece to it. If you say it's a fun movie, it's a fun movie. If you're a horror fan, go check it out.
What do you got next?
The next is One Battle After Another.
Yeah.
So this is the new PTA movie coming out starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Benicio del Toro. So he's
Yeah.
in two big directors' movies this
True.
year. Tiana Taylor as well is.
Yeah.
So it's former soldiers that come together to rescue their daughter. I watched the trailer. It looks like it has kind of like a little bit of a comedic tone to it. It doesn't
Yeah.
look like a comedy, but it has a little bit of that feel.
Mhm.
I don't know. I'm interested. Leo makes good movies.
Yeah.
Benicio's a great actor.
Mhm.
PTA interests me. I don't know. There's a lot. It has the ingredients, I think, of
Yeah.
being something interesting. So
No, 100%.
we'll see.
And like it has like it's like that 50-50 thing where it's like it's definitely like a film person's movie because the fact that we're saying PTA, we're saying Leo and all those things, but I think Leo also just for the people that I feel like he still holds a name, not in the sense that like people are rushing to the theater, but he's like
Mm,
everybody knows who he is. Like if you
yeah,
know movies at least, you're like, oh, Leonardo DiCaprio is gonna be in a movie. He doesn't do that often. I feel like
right.
this is probably something. Like I'm gonna go there's gonna be a lot of marketing around it in the sense of like it's not gonna be like this movie that be like I didn't even hear about it. I feel like the marketing push will probably be pretty big because I can't imagine like a movie that's Leo's in that's not gonna be pushed huge. I think was the last thing was it Once Upon a Time in Hollywood? No, Don't Look Up.
No, he did. Well, he was in that Scorsese movie, the
Oh
Killers
yeah,
of the
Kill the
Flower
Flower
Moon.
Moon. Yeah,
That
that's
was
true.
probably his last one.
That is true. Yeah, yeah. Which
I
I
think that was
liked.
his last one.
Me
I
and
haven't seen.
Jamari do have budding opinions
Yeah,
on it, but you don't
I'm
like
not a.
Scorsese. Yeah,
Yeah, I'm not a huge Scorsese fan, so I didn't. I didn't end up. Yeah, I
yeah,
haven't seen it.
that's
Haven't
fair.
seen it, so I
But I
can't
mean,
say anything.
I'm interested though. Like same reasons for you though. PTA just got me interested.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, the ingredients are there, so we'll
Yeah,
see.
exactly. We have this is not a horror movie.
Okay, nice.
The Michael Jackson biopic comes
Mm,
out October 3rd, and it's just like I don't really got to say much as a synopsis. It's just to me, it's just I'm curious because it's like there's so much to Michael Jackson's life.
yeah,
I don't know what part of it like you're gonna talk about. Like I don't know if it's gonna be like like you can do this part, then you're gonna flash forward a little bit, you're gonna flash forward a little bit. Like this could be first of all, the soundtrack is gonna be amazing.
oh, of
It's
course,
gonna
yeah.
be one of those movies where like you go into it and you're just gonna be singing the whole time. I have no doubts of that. I don't know if there'd be a cool thing if they showed like him like filming Thriller or something within it. Like, oh, we got like there's a section of the movie where they're making Thriller, like that would be cool. Like I don't know where they're gonna go with it, but there's just like I love Michael Jackson. It's interesting though because it's kind of like it's kind of I don't know it's a controversial movie to make, but there definitely is like a line in how people feel about Michael Jackson.
Yeah,
So it's like I just
true.
wonder how that movie's gonna be like due to the general audience, like when they hear Michael
Yeah, I mean,
Jackson movies coming
people.
out.
You're right. There is kind of like that stain on his
Name,
name and his legacy, but like people still love Michael Jackson,
yeah,
and his music is undeniable.
yeah,
Like he's the king of pop, and it's
yeah,
his music. You're right. The soundtrack is going to be awesome because we all know all the songs,
yeah,
and they're all fantastic.
yeah.
So I mean, like it's. I don't know. You saw A Complete Unknown,
Hmm.
so it's like the Bob Dylan by obviously it's two different people, but like
Yeah,
it could be a similar approach. I don't know.
no, for
We'll
sure.
see.
But yeah. I don't know, man. I'm interested.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right. There's not a
There's been
whole
no
lot that we have to
trailers or
say
anything.
to.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
and
we
there's also
don't.
been no trail. It's like it's October, so it's like
Mhm.
hasn't been much of a push for it yet. So I'm excited to see
Right.
what the first trailer or whatever is comes out for it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, basically, the ones from now on, there aren't really any trailers for
Yeah.
because they're just a little bit too late.
Hmm.
My next one is I don't even know if this is going to be like a smaller movie or I don't think a blockbuster because
Hmm.
I haven't really heard of it until I started looking into it. But it's called The Running Man.
Oh, is that with Glenn Powell?
Glenn Powell
Yeah.
stars in it and Josh Brolin.
Hmm.
It's directed by Edgar Wright, who did Shaun of the Dead, Scott Pilgrim versus the World, Baby Driver.
Yeah.
So very like unique style of filmmaking.
Hmm.
So I'm interested to see that. I also have the synopsis here. It's a man joins a game show where contestants allowed to go anywhere in the world are pursued by hunters hired to kill them.
Mm.
That sounds like an interesting
Yeah.
premise. That I think
No,
that could be pretty
100%.
like Glenn Powell running away from Josh Brolin. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Give me that.
No, 100%.
I don't know if that's actually
Yeah.
who's playing who, but like I don't know. Sounds pretty. Sounds interesting.
Yeah, no, it sounds interesting to me too. I remember I heard about that movie again. Again, you said there's no trailers or anything, so kind of just going based off like what they're describing the movies on. So I'm like, okay,
Mhm.
it's a little far away, but I actually forgot to write it on here, so I'm glad you reminded us. But yeah, I'm intrigued. I'm interested to see that
November 7th.
November 7th.
November
Okay,
7th.
I'm jumping back a little bit time in like I got
Okay.
October 3rd. We got the Smashing Machine. So that's that. It's the story of it's another biopic. It's the story of a martial arts and UFC champion, Mark Kerr, and it's played by The Rock. So it's like I'm interested because it's like we always see Rock in the action movie, we see him in the same thing, and it's like okay, The Rock's gonna be in the drama. Where part of me is just like, can he do it? Like I don't know, but I saw that Ben Safdie is directing it, and he did what's it called? He did Uncut Gems and A Good Time, and I really like those movies. So I'm really just saying in Ben Safdie we trust.
Yeah.
I don't know what he can bring out of The Rock that, which I'm sure there's some of it's there. Like he's been acting so long at this point. Like I'm sure he can he can have different angles of him. It's just he's been doing the action stuff for so long. So I'm just, you shaking your head.
He can't do it.
You
I'm
can't do
not.
it.
He can't do it. He can't. Yeah, he's The Rock. He's physically a great actor. He's a
Mhm.
great physical actor. I think he can do one character. I don't know. It's been established on this podcast. I'm the Rock's biggest hater. So, like you said, in Safdie we trust, sure. But this is, the first time both Safdie brothers are splitting up and doing something on their own. So
Yeah,
we'll see.
we'll see.
Next I wrote down Now You See Me 3, and
Oh, it's
I
I
haven't.
didn't see that.
Yeah, I haven't seen any trailers or anything. I don't. But the first two movies, like I think they're okay.
Mm-hmm.
They're fun movies. Like I
Yeah,
think they're kind of just in the magic tricks that they do and the way they do it on screen. Like they can make them so big and grand.
yeah,
It's not just like close up magic. So I think that is what's really fun about it. Other than that, there's not really too much to the stories, but they're fun movies. So if you want to, I feel like if it's one you want to turn your brain off and see some cool cinema magic tricks, it'll be a good time.
yeah. No, it's fair. Yeah, I didn't love the second one that much. I really like the first one
Yeah.
because again, it's like it was fresh, it's unique. We've seen the
Hmm.
these magicians. So I
Yeah.
thought that was cool. And then the second one, I was like, okay, it was cool. And then the fact they're making a third one, I guess the second one made enough money for them to feel like they need to make a third one. But like, I don't know what the story is gonna be. I'll check. I guess I'll see a trailer. It
Yeah.
is. I'm not like the fact that you said that. I wasn't like, oh snap, they're making a third one. I'm kind of like, oh cool, they're making a third one. Okay.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm on IMDb right now and it says a third installment of the Now You See Me franchise, plot undisclosed. So it's not
Okay.
even,
Yeah.
we don't know yet.
Okay.
We'll see.
Interesting. Um, we got this one's like a quick one. We got Black Phone 2. It comes out October 17th. It's another horror movie. And the first one, it was about like it was a cool premise. It was like this kid gets abducted and get locked in a basement, and he starts receiving calls on a disconnected phone. So the phone's not even connected to anything. So he realizes it's like he's getting calls from previous like kids that were killed, and they're trying to give
Oh.
him hints on like how to get out of there before like the guy kills him. He calls his name's like the Grabber. But Ethan Hawke is actually the guy under the
Yeah,
mask.
I remember. I haven't seen that old movie, but I remember it. I remember
Yeah.
seeing the trailers for it, and like the premise did kind of interest me, but I was also like, eh.
Yeah. It
But
was
was it
actually
good?
really good. No, it was really
Okay.
good. Like I went to go see it with my sister, and I was like, there was like, oh, there's nothing really I want to watch. I was like, oh, we should go see Black Phone because like our sister saw it without us. We're like, okay, let's go see it. And we're like, oh, it was actually really good. And like then I saw they're making a second one, and I was like, okay, I'm interested. I don't know where they're gonna go with the story, but the first one was really successful, like financially. So like, okay, I guess we gotta make up another story. We gotta figure out how we're gonna continue this. So I'm interested in that. It's October 17th. It's gonna be a Halloween movie, definitely.
Right. Yeah, that's right. Halloween movies.
Yeah.
Um, yeah. The next, I mean, is another big one. Just Wicked for Good.
Oh,
The
true.
second Wicked movie. Um, I'll check it out. I mean, The
Mhm.
Wizard of Oz is a great story,
Yeah.
and this is I haven't seen the first one.
Mhm.
I want to watch it probably just before doing
Yeah.
this one.
No, 100%.
But I mean, it's a musical, so if you like musicals, then
Yeah.
I mean, I don't have to say anything about it. You guys know what this is.
Yeah,
It's just something that what
exactly.
I wrote down.
Wait, Wicked's a musical?
Yeah,
No, I feel you. The next one I have is actually it's a Netflix movie, and there's not too many of these. I actually
Mm.
I didn't really add it on here. I'm like 50-50 excited about Happy Gilmore, but that's not the movie I'm gonna say. But it's called Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. So it's the third one.
Oh, I didn't see that.
It's still in post production, but they put out a teaser trailer and it was like coming out 2025. And I put it
Oh,
at this point because I was like, the first one came out during Thanksgiving, the second one came out during Christmas. They're definitely keeping it in that. I know they're keeping
okay.
it in that end of the year time because it's a very much like watch it with the family kind of movie. I feel like that's the way they've been pushing the last two ones. So I'm excited for that. You got Jeremy Renner's going to be in it, Josh Brolin. You have Scott Andrew, who was in Sherlock, and he was also in 1917. But remember it's the guy that like gave them directions before they sent them over. He had like those
Oh,
that quick
that was
little.
our sixth man.
Yeah, that was our well spoilers, but no, it's not.
Oh,
It's not a spoiler.
it is
Yeah.
what it is.
Oh no, but no.
Oh no, I
And
was gonna
then
go watch that
yeah.
episode next.
And then also Josh O'Connor, who's in Challengers, and then Mia Kunis is in that. So there's always a bunch of like stars. They're there for the second one too. You got to go
Yeah.
see Glass Onion before
Yeah,
you
I
go see this one.
I haven't seen the second one. But I love the first one.
Yeah.
So I didn't see that, but yeah, good show. I'm
I
interested.
was locked in on it. When I heard that it was happening. I was like, I'm just gonna add it to my thing, and it keeps just saying post production. But then they finally put out like a little mini trailer saying that
Mhm.
it's coming out 2025, but they didn't put a date.
Okay.
And it's still early in the year, so like and I feel like it's gonna be a late end of the year movie. So that's why they're probably just like, we're still doing their post production things.
Yeah, I mean, whenever there's a new release coming that's like a sequel or the third or fourth or whatever, and I haven't seen the one before it, I've kind of like saving myself for it. Where like, okay, maybe we'll do it right before, like we'll do that episode for an episode, the movie before it,
yeah,
an episode before, you know what I mean, leading up to it. So maybe I'll save Glass Onion for that if we decide that's
true.
what we want to do. But Knives Out, I love the first one,
Yeah.
so yeah, I'm in.
What do you got?
Again, yeah, I just got the next another big one, Avatar,
Yeah,
Fire and Ash. So that's coming out in December. Will be visually stunning. We
Yes.
know that. Probably some great world building again. I
Yeah.
think that's something that is maybe a little bit underrated, if I could say underrated for this franchise.
Yeah,
because,
I know.
I mean, they're two of the biggest movies of all time,
Yeah.
but like a lot of people say, you know, like, oh, you got to go see it for the visuals. You got to go see, which is totally true.
Yeah,
But people are like, the story's pretty basic, which I don't necessarily disagree with, but I do think that like the world building is fantastic in these two
100%.
movies. Like the first one, we see Pandora for the first time, right? And they're introducing us to the Neytiri. Is that the name of the aliens, or is that
yeah.
the name of Zoe Saldana's character? I don't know, but they're
yeah, that is
introducing
the
to
name of her character. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. But the blue people and then
Yeah.
all the different animals and creatures and the big tree and how their religion basically works and how everything in the world works. And then in the second one, we see all the water people and everything. Like it's just the world building is amazing.
Oh, yeah.
And now this is going to be a third clan, like a third type of people. So I'm really excited to see how they introduce new characters, how they live, how they interact with the world around them. Like it's going to be great.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% excited for it too. And this is probably going to be, it's coming out the end of the year. So, but it's probably going to be the most successful movie. It's going to touch $1 billion again. People doubted him last time. And it's crazy too. Like he was saying, he's like, it's probably like he was calling his shot saying it's going to make $2 billion or whatever.
That's
Like
tough.
he was saying it. And I remember everyone being like, no one's going to watch your freaking 3-hour movie. Like people were shitting on him online. And then it ended up making that.
And you just looked at him like,
yeah, exactly. And he's gonna come out after this and be like, "This is gonna," because I don't think they realize it's like it's a global pull. It's like
Yeah.
it's blue people. You know what I mean? Like they're not white people, they're not black people, they're not Asian people. It's blue people. So it's just like they can just.
I mean,
appeal
they
to
are
everybody.
mostly white people.
No, I mean, yeah, but I mean the actual avatars.
Yeah. But I mean, yeah.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah, those characters are white, but those aren't the
Yeah.
characters that it's focused on.
No, you're right.
And like you said,
Well,
the
I
world
mean, the
building.
first one, the main character, he's white. Yeah, he's in the blue body, but like he's a white dude.
Yeah, but you forget about that
That's true.
pretty
I'll give
fast.
you that.
Where it's
because
just like,
he becomes one of them. basically. Yeah.
Exactly.
Fair enough. I'll give you
Yeah.
that.
And the last one is I have is Marty Supreme, which
Yeah,
is
that's the
again
last one I
the
had
other
too, yeah.
Safdie. We got Josh, and again I just put in Josh we trust, and in Timmy we trust.
In Timmy, we trust.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm curious to see. I guess I'll give the synopsis. It's about a Marty Macer is a young man with a dream no one respects. He goes to hell and back into pursuit of greatness. He wants to be the greatest ping pong player of all time. Which is based off a true story. I don't
Is
know
it
this
okay?
guy.
That's what I was gonna ask. I don't know if it was based off a true. So it's like
He's a
yeah.
New York legend, I guess. These guys love
Okay.
their New York stories. They're New York boys.
they're
so-
New Yorkers, yeah.
yeah.
And then Timmy, it's like we were just saying, like a complete unknown. Like he's playing a real person. I don't think this is a biopic.
Yeah.
But I mean, playing a real person is always a challenge.
Yeah.
And Timmy, we trust. He's great. I love him.
No, he is really good. Did you have any like honorable mentions of like small movies that you want to throw out there?
No, I mean, the small movies that I mean I talked about them as we went throughout, but like I always find it difficult to because I'm not like ear to the ground, like deep rooted into like the movie space,
Yeah.
which is maybe uncrediting myself being on this movie podcast, but like we're just two guys that like movies. But anyways, so like the smaller movies, sometimes I don't know what's coming. I don't hear about them or whatever, but I'm always down to like give movies a shot.
Yeah.
Like if someone recommends something to me, I'm like, okay, I'll check it out. So a lot of times for smaller movies, that's kind of how I operate is just like because there's hundreds of small movies, right?
Yeah.
And a lot of them aren't necessarily really worth watching, but a lot of them also are worth watching. So I kind of like let people check them out and kind of like develop some sort of an opinion. And then if there's vice versa, not vice versa, but contrarily, if there's something that I did see and I'm like, oh, I'm really interested, like I'll watch it whether people like it or not. But for the most part, I'm like, are people liking this? All right, I'll give it a chance. I'll check it out.
No, that's fair. 100%. Yeah, I'm kind of the same way. Like, the only reason I feel like I won't say I have my ear to the ground, where I'm like,
Yeah.
I got to know of everything. But I think it's another the way I stay on top of things is like here because like there's such a big, and it's not the same as LA or anything like that, but there's such a big like movie culture here, like in Toronto. So like a lot of the times, like the cineplexes are playing like these small movies like you don't even, I've never even heard of, or like they'll play like foreign movies or like, and you'll be like, what is that movie? And like you search, and then there's all these little small theaters. Like there's a theater near me called like the Fox Theater, and like they'll just play like random like small indie movies and stuff like that. So then I'm just looking there. I'm like, oh no. And then I'm like looking that up, or they'll be like coming soon. I'm like, I've never heard of this movie. So then I'm like writing these down. And then suddenly I have like this list of things. I'm like, oh snap, never heard of this movie. Or like I'll look at the TIFF list, like all the movies that we watched that were like at TIFF. That means they're probably coming out that year or they're coming out this year. So then they're like, oh, okay, like I'll write this down so I can watch this movie next year for that was at TIFF. Like one movie I was throwing out was like The Life of Chuck, which is like a Stephen King movie. And that actually won the People's Choice Awards at the TIFF Award. Like everybody voted that was their favorite movie from TIFF. So like when I hear that, I'm like, all these film lovers came in and everyone voted and everyone said this movie is the one to watch. So I'm like,
must be good. Yeah.
I gotta check it out. Like it won over Anora. And Anora was winning every other festival, but at TIFF Festival didn't win. This movie won. So I was like, okay, let me go check that out. That movie comes out in June. So I'm just gonna throw out some movies
that is a good point though with TIFF. Like I never thought to do that because there was some that I remember like when we were trying to get tickets.
Yeah.
Because we were just getting tickets with general population. So like all the media members and all that stuff, they get the tickets first. So like some of the more popular ones we weren't able to get, but there was definitely some that I was looking to. I was like, oh, I'm interested in this one. And now that we're a year later, we can wait for them to come out. I didn't think of that. That's a good point.
I got two more. I think two more to throw out. Eddington, which is a movie that comes out in July. And it's starring Pedro Pascal.
That's what you're talking about.
Yeah, and Joaquin Phoenix. And it's interesting. It's like it's supposed to be a pandemic world. Like this is like during the pandemic. And it's supposed to be like a conflict between like a sheriff and like a mayor. It almost sounds like There Will Be Blood in the sense of like kind of like church versus oil man. This is like the what's it called? The mayor versus like the town chief, and like they have like these they have like this rivaling like back and forth. There's like it's just like a drama basically about the two of them, and it's Pascal versus Joaquin Phoenix, which is like you have two great actors going at each other. And Ari Aster is the director / writer. He did Midsummer and Hereditary, which is films I really like. So I'm like, okay, this is definitely like a movie person's movie, and like I don't know, maybe because those are big names, people are gonna be like, oh snap, especially because Pascal's such a big name. But that was one I wanted to throw out there, which I was kind of interested in. It comes out in July 18th, and
but Midsummer and Hereditary, those are both horror movies, right?
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm interested. This isn't a horror movie.
Okay.
It's just a drama. So he's doing something a little different. Maybe there'll be some kind of horror element. Probably not. but not based off the synopsis. But I'm interested in that. And then there's him, which is
oh right, I forgot to mention him.
Which is funny.
Yeah,
I forgot to mention him. Which is funny because when I this is the last one I'll say. I talked to Dre. I was like, oh, you should go see the movie Sinners. And he thought I was talking about like something else. And he's like, oh, like I'm excited to see that new Jordan Peele movie. I'm like, it's not a Jordan Peele movie. Like he just produced it. And it's funny because Eloise said the same thing too. I'm like, that's the funny, like the marketing when he produced this thing. It's just like Jordan Peele, and then it's just like, and then everyone's
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm locked in. But it's just like he just produced it, which again, you still have a hand on the movie, but it's not his movie.
Yeah. I mean, but that's obviously they're gonna attach his name to it
Yeah.
because he's drawing people in, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, people are like, oh, Jordan, this is Jordan Peele's movie. I want to watch it. So for marketing, of course, they're gonna make his name the big name. But did you watch the trailer for this?
Yeah, I saw it play before Sinners.
Yeah, I saw the trailer and I'm a little hesitant because I
remember you
feel
saying
like,
that.
yeah, I think it does look a little bit all over the place too. This is kind of what I was saying for the Phoenician scheme. Same thing, that it does look pretty artsy as well. I think there was some shots in the trailer that I was like, this feels like it shouldn't be in this movie. Like it doesn't. I don't really see the connection. Obviously, when I watch it, that maybe I'm wrong. It does totally fit in. I'm just going based off a trailer, but it looks like the story, kind of like the Jonathan Majors movie that you were mentioning, like and Whiplash and Black Swan, like the obsessed artist kind of thing, like the obsessed football player.
Yeah.
That's kind of the story, at least what I'm getting from it. But then there's also like it looks like some weird horror demon type stuff going on. I don't know. It looks a little weird. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that was the thing too. Like, I didn't know how far they're gonna go, and like, yeah, the beginning of the trailer kind of seems like it's kind of like in reality, and then like the back half of it is like, oh, now we're getting like culty, demonic. Like, I don't know if it's actually getting like supernatural, but it definitely has like a cult element to it. Which again, it's an intriguing trailer because I gotten like the fact like Dre doesn't usually tell me about movies. Like he likes movies, but he even says it to me. He's like, I always like when you like put me on a movie because I'm always looking out for movies. But the fact that he came to me saying like, yo, that movie looks insane. Like I know it's like it's taking up over the internet because the trailer just looks insane. It looks like it doesn't look like anything else that's really coming out this year. So it really does stand out. And then you just throw Jordan Peele's name on it, and it's just like, whoa.
Exactly.
I'm intrigued. It's not coming out for a while, but I'm interested.
Yeah, I did have that one written down, but I skipped over it. So
yeah,
I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah, but that's all I got. There's a lot of movies coming out, guys. I hope you got a pen and paper. You listen back. Maybe you just took a note of the movies you want to watch. But it's exciting.
Well, and obviously there's more that we didn't mention. So if there's some that you're really interested for and we didn't bring it up, go check it out. And if it's one that you're like, yo, this movie rocked and you guys didn't watch it, you got to check it out.
Yeah,
hit us up. Let us know.
No, 100%. There's even some movies that I had on my list too. I was just like, I just feel like there's just too many movies, and I don't have too many deep opinions on these. Some of them kind of just like, oh, I saw they're making this. Even like some movies, like when just researching for this, I'm like, oh, I didn't know that was coming out this year. But I'm like, how do I feel about it? I don't know. So kind of went on the wayside with it. But hey, that's it for us, man. Thanks for listening. You can connect with us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube at The Film Room Pod. Like we just mentioned, DMs, comment sections, reply to our stories. We love the recommendations, the opinions, like whatever it is. Like Scott just said, if there's a movie that you feel like we missed, like yo, you guys gotta keep your eye out for this movie, and like send it to us. 100% down. We're always open to checking out something different.
Yeah, like I said, I don't have my ear to the ground. So if you guys have your ear to the ground, you're doing the research for me. That's what I need you guys for. Let me know, like, no, this small movie is gonna be awesome, or this small movie that I watch is great. Check it out. I need y'all for that.
100%. And if you've been rocking with us for a couple episodes, we assume you like us. So hit us with a review. How many stars, Scott? I always forget.
The same amount of movies that come out this year.
Okay, well, that's a lot of movies.
200.
Yeah, that's a lot of movies. So we'll just settle for 5. That's if that's okay with you guys. But yeah, we appreciate that. It's a little thing that helps us grow. I mean, it helps us move in the ladder. I don't know where we are on the ladder of like podcasts. We don't really look into that, but every rating, all the positive feedback, we just appreciate hearing the positive feedback, what you guys have to say, and then the stars just help us with like the
or negative. Constructive criticism.
Yeah, constructive. Hey. Yeah, just don't put that in the review. You say something negative, but give it a 5-star review. And just like, there you go. Just mess with
the
us.
Algorithm thinks it's great, but like perfect.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, that's all. Do you have any final closing thoughts or anything you want to say?
Well, this is our first time trying an episode like this.
Yeah, that's true.
Like you're doing something a little different. So if you guys liked it, hated it, let us know.
Yeah, 100%. And with that being said, this is also kind of different too. Like me doing my little closing thing.
That's true. Yeah,
there's no movie to reference, but I was like, I'm just gonna do something on the fly that kind of stuck with you from the episode. So don't forget, always remember, that Jurassic Park Dominion was cheeks.
Ass cheeks.
It's ass cheeks. And peace out.
Peace out.